Welcome to the Dice Tower Summer Spectacular, featuring live plays, contests, and the Dice Tower Awards. We'd like to thank our sponsors and our special guests, and we hope that you enjoy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Summer Spectacular. My name is Z Garcia.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Eric Summerer.
It's Blake here.
Greetings, Jenny St. Arnold.
Today we're going to be playing some Railroad Inc. We're going to be playing green, but it's you know, you can mix and match these. There is a contest for some Railroad Inc. challenge action, as we have right here, and if you've been following along, I think you've been catching the drift. What you're going to be doing is emailing us at contest@dicetower.com. The subject, you're going to be writing Railroad. Give us your name and info in the body of the email. And this is for 2 copies we're giving away of Railroad Inc. challenge here. This is worldwide, by the way, and we're also giving away a $10 coupon to Game Nerds. So
All right.
enter.
Nice.
You might win one of those 3 things. Make sure you check out all of the contests we've got going on, and you just might be a lucky winner yourself. So, as I was saying, we are checking out Railroading Challenge Lush Green Edition, but you're going to be seeing on the screen is this other one right here, the Shining Yellow Edition, okay, which is the core of the game is the same, and then there's 2 variants in here that are different. So we're just going with the green one here. There's also, for this game, a ton of content. The original Railroad Inc. had a blue and a red set, and those are compatible with all this. But there's also this giant box.
What's in there, Z?
What's in there?
There are a bunch of variants in this.
What?
Look at that. So you could play with the Engineer expansion pack, which is going to give you 4 bonus dice to mix into the normal white dice. Or maybe you like Cthulhu, so you want to play with the Eldritch expansion.
Whoa, okay, that's cool.
You know, you got a futuristic one. You've got an underground one, which is going to give you a subway lines in addition to the trains and the highways. So you can...
Do you just do that by doing a second game underneath?
You know.
Okay.
You know. Okay? So let's go ahead. Can we take a look at that, Roy, right there? Okay, this
Yeah,
one,
there you go,
the
that
evil
one.
one, this evil one is
That's
just
the
gone. It
magical one.
disappears.
There we go.
There you go. So there you go. There's that one. It's a little out of focus. It's such a tall box.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then you've got a bunch of other boards here as well. There's a larger board. There's a solo board in there. You can, you know, again, futuristic pack there. Let's go ahead and move this. Show you that futuristic pack. And then there's this neat-looking electricity one with some beautiful purple and yellow dice. So lots going on, but we're not going to be playing with any of this stuff today. We are going to be playing with green and one of the expansions that comes in it. Okay? We're going to be going with the forest one, I think.
All right.
So there we go. I'm going to put all this aside. There you go. And I'm going to put this aside as well. So everybody has their own board. We have 4 common white dice, and we're going to be using, like I said, the forest expansion with the 2 dark green ones. These, which are trails, we'll put aside. We're not going to be using those. So let's go through it, shall we? Let's figure this out. So we've got our board, we've got that. We've already shuffled up some gold cards and put them out. So 2 common ones, and then if you're using an expansion, you'll take a goal from that expansion. And there's more of these. We're just using a couple of them. In the game, our objective is to roll the dice and then go ahead and write those onto our city planning board here. Connecting roads to roads, the highways, and then the train lines. Trying to earn victory points from making sensible networks is the idea. And at the end, whoever has the most victory points is going to be the winner. The game is played over 6 rounds. If you're using an expansion, 6 rounds. If you're not using an expansion, then 7. Because you're writing fewer dice, you know, fewer faces.
You're using fewer dice in a turn.
Yeah, so you'll accomplish more in fewer rounds this way. So, let's take it from the top. Here we go. So we roll them.
Good thing to do with dice.
Yeah.
We will leave them out on the table. And then everyone will simultaneously utilize all of them. You have to utilize all of them. Ideally, you can use this up here across the very top to let you know what's been rolled, and maybe, okay, so I've used that one, I'll go ahead and cross that off. Or you could circle the ones that are available and then cross them off as you go, so you don't have to keep referencing them.
Oh, that does make it a little easier, yeah.
You can do that however you want to. That's for you to utilize however you want. And then you have to begin from an exit, which are all these around the outside. I don't know if this is going to work, but yeah, it looks yellow. How about that? We are playing the yellow one. So from these exits, and you have to connect from those. So perhaps I'll use that one, and you can just do something like this with a little, road markings. Okay,
art
that's
class.
the idea.
That's well done.
So that's what you're doing. Let's get rid of that. Every one of them has to touch something else, or an exit directly. There's also a few buildings in there. You've got factories, you've got villages, and you've got the little universities. There's one in the center. That's a university. Okay. When you cross one of those, you are going to get some sort of bonus. So the factory, if you put at least a railway or a highway in there, you may duplicate one of the route dice that were rolled this turn. That's the white ones. So you could use one of them twice this turn. If you go over one of the factories, you can manufacture another die. The villages, if you go through it, or if you ride into it with a station, and those are the black square in the center, then you will mark off the leftmost spot over here. And at the end of the game, you're going to get bonus points for that. Okay? But it has to be a station that goes through it. And then lastly, university, same thing. If you go through it with at least a railway or a highway, then you are going to mark off a university space, it says. So right here, there's 3 university spaces. Da-da-da-da. When you mark your third and last university space, you may immediately draw one special route for free.
Oh.
One of these for free. And that's that. You do, however, every round get a free special route if you want to. You can use up to 1. But if you get all 3 of the university spaces, then you can do that one, and it doesn't count towards your limit of 1 per round. And 3 per game.
Once you build the university, from then on, you get one of those each round?
No, you get 1. So normally
Just
you can
one extra.
You can use one of these extra per round, but you'll cross it off, and you can only do 3 over the entire game.
Ah.
The university, getting all 3 of those spaces, gives you 1 more. And you could even do it with the normal bonus one you get. So if I complete the 3rd university spot, this round maybe I'll use this one as my normal one, and maybe a university one. Maybe I'll circle that one to remind me, hey, that's the university one. You still haven't used your 3. I might use another one in a following turn. So that's the university, more special faces. And those are very flexible, as you can see. They have a lot of connections. So that's the buildings on the board. The goals, let's talk about that. Once all the players have drawn all of the available routes, we're going to check and declare if we've achieved any of the goals. And that is the way you'll score some points as shown across the bottom of these. So let's take a look at one of these. Let's take a look at that one there. The green checks are gone. They've vanished. But anyway, what that means is if you achieve this condition, the first person to do so is going to get 4 points, then 2, and then 1 anybody after that. And that's the way they all work, obviously with different conditions.
What is that condition, Z?
That condition specifically is over here in the back somewhere. So it says, draw anything in all the spaces of a single row or column on your board, and if you're the first one to do that, then you'll get the 4 points.
So that's row or column, vertical or horizontal.
Yeah, just one line across. Then that first one over there is draw anything in at least 5 of the central spaces.
Okay.
All right?
Got it.
And then this last one over here is one of the special ones. So I got to find that one back here. And that is for the trees. It's this one. It says draw at least 5 separate forests that can be merged after you achieve this goal. Okay, and I'll talk about what that means in a sec.
Okay.
5 separate forests is what that is. All right, so those are the goals. We'll check those after every round when we're done using these, using maybe a bonus, all of that. Okay, end of the game. After 6 rounds, we're going to be checking how we did, what we scored. And we are going to be scoring a couple of different things. So, this first spot right here is for exits, networks. You'll be checking if there's an exit that connects to several other exits. Say I've gone here, and then I went in there, and I also did that. Well, these 3 are connected, so that means I'm going to get 8 points for that network. Maybe I did another network here where these are connected. So that's 2, that's 4 points. My total for networks would be 12. And I'll write that right there. Longest road or highway, 1 point per. Same thing for the train tracks, the line there. Now this one over here is for the center of the board. You're going to get 1 point for every one of these spaces in which you drew something. You filled in. This one here is for the villages. So if you did a couple of those, you'll get 4 points. This is for the goals that have that symbol right there. So you can't see that symbol there. Is that symbol there? And then the stars for the bonus one from this expansion, from the special dice. And then this last one over here is from, I'm not sure what the X at the end there is
That's
for.
it's
Errors? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because if you have at the end of the game, at the very, very end of the game, if you have open ends that didn't exit the board, just sort of stop with no station or just...
Train crashes?
They are, you
It's
get
an
negative
error.
points.
Wow.
It's an
Just
error,
an
yeah.
error.
Oh, it's just an
No
error.
one
It's
dies.
an error.
kind of
It's
an error.
fine. It's fine.
And
I
you
was getting a little
lose a
worried.
point for each of those. It's just sort of hanging out in space. I think it's a point. Double check on that. Exits, bonus points. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Anyway, if you do that a lot, you'll definitely be penalized for it.
We'll just figure out how much soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Anyway, that's the game. So let's talk about the forest ones, which are the fancy extra thing we're adding.
Fancy.
And again, each of these colored boxes comes with 2. In this one, like I said, it's the expansions are this forest one, forest dice, and it tells you over here the difficulty and how many rounds you'll play, and then the trail dice, which are the lighter green ones. Okay, forest. Build lush forests and make them seamlessly interweave with your regular networks.
Nice.
Okay, so 6 rounds. It says when you draw roots, you do not have to draw any of the forest dice if you don't want to. The other ones are mandatory. If you don't want to use these, you don't have to.
Ah,
Cool.
The forest dice you draw don't have to be connected to pre-existing roots and or trees, so they could just be out there anywhere. Each group of orthogonally adjacent spaces with trees on them, whether they contain roots or not, become a forest. Even a single one is technically a forest. At the end of the game, you're going to choose up to 2 different forests on your board, and you're going to get 2 points for each space occupied by the first one you choose, and 1 point for the second biggest, basically. Okay? So if I have, I'll explain it to you guys. These are all forests, and this is my second biggest forest. Then I'll say this group is times 2 and this group is times 1, obviously.
okay.
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. So you'll score your 2 biggest forests. Okay? 1 at times 2, 1 at times 1.
But we can only draw trees if we're using the green dice.
Yeah, just these.
Yep.
And many of them, again, do have also a road or a railroad track.
Now you were saying that it doesn't interfere with your route, so you could put forest over an existing route that you already had there?
No,
No,
it's a whole
okay.
face. Like this whole face definitely will take a blank face, a blank space.
What about the ones that are only forest?
They're just only
Just
forest.
only forest, okay.
You just a road won't go through there. No passageway will go through there. Okay.
Yep.
Questions?
You said something about this allowing you to link.
Right, so this is going to go to whoever is the first one to have 5 separate, not connected forests. They could be a single face, and you can merge them later. But to achieve this,
Gotcha.
to achieve this, you need to have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then later, if you can link these, that's one big forest. You
That's
can
good
link
for you.
these. Okay.
Cool.
So that's how that works.
Okay.
I explained that. That's in the center, a whole line across or up and down, and then the forests.
Cool.
That's it. So again, your big points here generally are going to come from building large networks, because as you can see, these really shoot up. If you can connect 5 of these exits, that's 16 points.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yep.
deal. Longest road, longest train track, that's great. The inside is good, but you got to make sure you're connecting these exits. That's it.
Cool.
Let's give it a try. Would you like to?
I would. I
know what
would.
you're gonna do. You know it.
Choo choo.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Don't encourage that. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these out here for everybody.
So I'm gonna try your let's circle the faces first
That's what I'm
plan.
gonna do.
I like that idea. A lot of railroad tracks this time, not a lot of highway. Very little highway. Oh, I've already made a mistake.
Okay, don't do it.
It wasn't an error, it was just a mistake.
All right, so I'm gonna do that.
Man, gotta have a dead end already.
You're terrible at this. I mean, I don't want to say you're terrible at it,
Is there
but you are terrible.
There's a dead end right there. You gotta use it too.
Nope.
Not gonna do it.
I could use a bonus though to try to get a space it out a little bit, which is what I'm gonna do. Okay, guys, just so you know, because the roads aren't looking so hot, I am gonna do this right here. You can use one of these per turn. Don't forget that. To just give me more exits, because otherwise it is bad right now.
We do need to draw these as happy little trees, right?
Yeah, 100%.
No sad trees.
100% happy little trees. I don't like that. I don't like it. Not gonna do it.
No. I can't do that. Okay.
And we do need to use all of the.
Yeah.
You have to
Dice.
use
You have to
all
use all
the
the white
wide
dice.
ones. Those are required. Don't forget that the forest ones don't have to follow the rule of being able to get connected, able to get out, all that stuff.
Right,
Even
okay.
this one. So I did that. I did that.
Okay.
Dead end. All right, I did that one.
Oh.
This,
Okay, so
this
I'm
feels
gonna
like
press-
drawing class.
Do it.
If I do that, then I could do that. Should I do that?
Do it.
No,
Do it.
I don't think I should.
you wanna
It's
do
the only
that.
way to go.
I don't think you want to do that.
I
actually.
don't know. All right, I'm doing it.
I took care of that one.
Doing it. Okay.
Now I got to do the twisty part.
Okay, so I did that. I did that.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop. Oh,
It's the only way to fly.
Wrong way.
4.
This is forest.
Yep, I did it. There we go.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
I'm going to go ahead and show
Well-
folks what my board looks like. There you go. That's what it looks like. And I up here just put the faces, crossed them off. I
I'm gonna
used a
make Central
bonus.
Park right here.
I went through one of these with a station. It's right there. So that's why I marked off one of those. Put a forest hanging out in the center. That's good, because you want to fill the center.
I did a forest in the center.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah?
the forest.
I did.
What?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, baby. My city planning is on point, Eric.
Mine's not on point.
Not yet. You'll get good at it. You're just an apprentice.
I'm just an
right now.
apprentice. I'm an intern.
My
You
forest
marked
is,
off the
my
city.
forest
Intern
is
city
looking
planner.
rough. Oh, yours looks so good.
You like it?
Okay.
do.
Those trees are.
They're-
Oh, there is a 5th tree on that
You know what
die.
I'm
I
gonna
gotta
do?
make sure.
I gotta redo it.
come
I
on.
gotta
You
redo
need
Give
it.
it
all of
up.
them on
I'm
there?
making it a pine tree.
Don't do. No.
Yes.
Oh,
There we go.
you're undermining the Christmas expansion.
Oh. We're not playing that.
That's fine. All right, so everybody good? We're
Yep.
done. You
Think
used
so.
them all these anyway.
Yep.
And again, this is what we got here, folks. Those are the ones we rolled. All right, so now we need to check these goals. So no one's got 5 things in the center, I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
And no one's done a whole line across, up or down or across, right?
Nope.
And then obviously no one's got that yet. So we just go to the next round, second round. Okay?
Yep.
Here we go. Again, don't forget the buildings. Like the factory shows you right here ×2, meaning you can duplicate a face in one of the white dice. That's optional, but you can do it. And then the, you just mark this off and mark that off if you do them.
Okay.
Next round. There we go.
Folks were asking for showing off the dice in close up so they can play at home,
Oh, that's a
I
good
guess,
idea.
after we.
Okay.
But it might be difficult with the green
green ones.
Now,
dice.
the problem is for us,
Right. Well, let's
It'll
let
show up
us
on
mark it
there.
down first.
yeah, if we can keep track of it ourselves. The problem is the way we're sitting around the board, the table rather, makes it a little problematic, but we'll try.
Why is that a left turn?
You can change that.
Well-
you
Oh,
can
you can?
mirror those.
You can
yeah.
twist
You're
it.
allowed to mirror? Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, you can mirror them.
Well, that's better.
Did everybody write these down?
Yes.
Not quite yet.
Yeah, this is mirrored, but you can do that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't.
good.
It doesn't usually apply.
I'm good as well.
Okay, so there you go. That's what we got with the
So
white
I
ones.
could mirror. And you get the bonus with the house if you put a station there, right?
Yes.
Yes. These are. Look at this. Look at this. Look how freaky that is.
That is really
No,
weird.
go back.
Dude,
Look at that.
yeah, that's so cool.
That's impressive.
There you
I
go.
like that.
You
I
have
like
2
that.
of these. I'm gonna leave one out here, but you have 2 of those. This ×2. That one. The one I'm pushing with my mind. See that?
Oh, what do I do here? This
Okay,
is-
So
let's
what's the
see.
bonus for
This
putting
is
a
risky.
station in a residential zone?
You cross off one of these spots, you get points at the end
Okay.
of the game. So I want to do this. I think.
You don't want. No,
That's
don't
not
do
a very
that.
good network, though, is it? That's kind of a garbage network.
Just do you.
Garbage
you know?
or
inspired?
No.
This is your city. You know?
I hate everything
It's-
about it.
They can't tell you what to do.
This city's garbage. All right, so I'm doing that.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I could do though is this.
Oh boy.
Okay, there we go. And I did that. And then.
Do I want to use that? Do I want to use that?
I do.
Road.
That. And that. That's got trees on it.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget there's 2 of these.
I'm gonna make a prediction real quick here.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
So you're
okay,
not gonna
let's
win?
hear
What do you
it, but
mean?
you're-
The
hey,
prediction is lowest score in the history of this game.
No.
But we'll see.
You never know. You never know. We're all dealing with the same dice, so.
I like this up here because I would totally lose track of what I had done already
Yeah, it's important to do
if
it.
I.
If you don't, you'll definitely be feeling it.
Do I want to do that? I'm gonna.
Those are things
I'm
I
gonna
don't
hold
wanna
off and
feel.
hope for the best.
I want to know what feeling is. Do you feel me?
We'll make. I do feel you.
I want
Oh,
you to
I
feel
could put it anywhere.
it.
Right? We could put the forest dice anywhere.
Yes.
Oh snap! That changes everything.
I'm gonna use
Didn't
this.
change anything for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but some of us are getting better from round to round.
Oh,
Okay.
You
Yeah, I
gotta
think-
feel it now.
I think I'm good.
You gotta feel.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just making a beautiful drawing.
So if multiples of us achieve a particular goal at the same time, I'm assuming we all get max points.
Yes, I believe so. Okay, I got that one. I've used all
think
of
I'm
those.
complete.
Okay.
I used one of them,
hold
fellas.
Hold your horses,
Do
people.
I wanna?
Just describe
Wait,
the dice
do I
to
wanna-
us. And if we get low scores, we can blame it on Z.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna risk it.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there we go. I've used them all,
I'm
I
good.
think. And the bonus I just drew. Yo, that's
I
it.
have a feeling I'm going to be really pretty in the center of my board, and I will not connect to anything on the outside.
No exits
That's
for
my-
you?
That's my fear. It's just going to be a big, everything goes into the center, and then it never comes out again.
Let me
Last
see.
one.
What are you doing? You're definitely breaking the rules already.
What do I do now?
Well, you
Yeah.
gotta get it out. You know, something's got to be connecting on the way out, unless it's trees. Like this network in the middle.
Well, yeah, because it came from that.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not breaking the rules.
Yeah,
Just-
you were almost breaking the rules.
It's close.
Okay.
You were
I'm good.
so close to breaking the rules. I
See,
almost
I
sang
think
about
you
it.
just called me a cheater.
Breaking the
wow.
rules. Breaking the rules.
Somebody watching this guy? Put the camera on this one.
No.
Put the camera on this
Turn
guy.
yours this
No.
way so you can get a nice close
Wait,
up of what you're
wait.
doing.
Mine looks.
How did you already cover the entire board?
Yeah, I won already.
Eric cheater.
Yeah, that's on
Full of
purpose.
happy.
How
Come on, you gotta show it. You gotta show it.
There you go.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Definitely not.
All right, guys.
Mine's horrible.
Bonuses. Anybody got 5 in the center already?
Not yet.
Nope.
Oh, wait, I do.
Yeah, you
What?
definitely
I have
do.
5 in
You
the
got
center.
6.
I got 6 in the center.
Gosh.
Yeah, I got 5 in the center.
Wow.
Anybody
I
else?
do not.
So,
Eric, you have 4 points.
do I mark that down? 4 points
In a
here.
little star spot. Or a little
that's,
goal
that's exactly
spot.
it. You want to put an A in the first box and then a C and an FA over there, you know. Just because forests, A.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
AC and Fa.
Nobody has a line across entirely.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
And then 5 of these, I don't think it's possible
No,
yet.
no.
Not yet. But next turn.
Next turn, here we go. Third round.
Choo-choo.
Halfway through the game almost.
Chugga, chugga,
Look at
chugga,
those
chugga.
forests.
Oh my goodness, it's all
What
roads.
is
They can
this
go anywhere.
All
nonsense?
roads, all the time.
Don't. You want to put the dice?
No,
Okay. Let's see. Another dead.
I refuse.
Do you want to put the dice there? No.
No.
Yeah.
I do not. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Dead.
All roads,
You got
all
that.
the time.
Oh man,
We
the
got the
baseball one is a
elbow.
problem.
We've got the T.
Baseball.
and
We
We've
got,
got
the T, we got the T, we
the-
got the
that one's
T.
good, though.
The twin
Oh no, I
noodles.
need a railroad like
like-
that. Oh no.
You good? You everybody got these?
All right, I've got them
Yeah.
logged on my
Yeah.
board.
We
here.
got the T.
Forest. Okay.
And the forests, it's just 2 full forests. There, that's what the forests look like. No roads, just straight up forest spaces.
Okay, this is a problem.
There's a problem, all right. All right, well, maybe that'll work.
How do I get out of
This
here?
is
I gotta
a
get out of here.
problem.
I could do, that's a railroad.
This is a big
Oh,
problem.
no, maybe not. Okay.
down.
Oh, that's gonna be 2.
That would work? No,
peg
that
plus
works
cat
though.
reference.
Yes!
Oh, I'm so silly.
Road,
Okay.
Road.
Well, whatever. I'll go here.
road.
Bloop. Pa, 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 pa.
All right, that took care of that one.
And then bloop.
I kind of want to just... Let's make
Okay,
that
so
a
that's
station. Is
University.
that helpful?
Oh wait, I don't need to do that. I can just do that. Yeah, baby. Whoops.
Okay.
Oof, gosh.
Make that a
Throwing
station.
stuff around.
I don't
And
like
then
it.
it's time for
Okay.
roads.
Then
This is rough sauce.
here. Oh. Okay.
So they can only go off the board.
Off the board is
At
fine.
an exit.
Like this. What I did right there, that's gonna cost me.
Right. But if they go off the board at not an exit location, that's a problem.
That's okay. No, that's okay if it actually goes off the board.
Really?
Does it?
I thought they had to go off at an
I
exit.
thought so too.
Let me double check.
I'm gonna use one of these bad boys.
I'm gonna look it up, guys.
Look it up.
Okay.
Maybe you're right. You know, what do I know?
I don't know. You're the one teaching the game.
No,
Ooh.
okay? You don't know what
Wow.
you're talking about.
Wow. Show a little respect,
Wow.
Eric.
Thank you.
You're in this man's house.
Thank you.
That
This
is
is
true.
my house.
That is true.
My house.
Wow.
I am very much a guest.
Let's just kick him out while he's winning.
I don't even really know where I am right now.
You better not win this game and show me
You'd be like,
disrespect.
oh, we'll drive you back to the
Alright,
hotel, Eric,
forest.
and then
We wanna
I
use the
never heard from them again.
Hello, alligators.
They live everywhere
Do I
here, right?
wanna
Yep, the
use
neighbors are gators.
forest?
Really?
Well, they crocodiles, but which is not common around here. Okay, let's find out.
Hey, oh, you're still looking for that?
Yeah, because I'm
I
not sure.
figured it out
Do this
myself.
forest.
Da-da-da.
Do I
Oh,
want to use
that-
that? 1, 2, 3.
I do seem to be having a. Well, maybe I can fix that.
No, it definitely is okay to go to an outer edge. Look, that's okay.
Oh,
That's
it's
not.
okay. Okay, so I could drive this road off the road. Are you allowed to exit it
Okay,
off
well, that's
like
good to know.
where a railroad comes in? You're just not going to get any points.
No,
for that.
that's a wrong connection.
Oh,
This is a pre-printed connection.
got it.
You can't. I don't think you can mismatch sides.
All right.
Strategy's not working.
Well, I've still got. I've got plans.
We'll see.
You have a strategy?
Well, as much as one can.
This is rough. Rough.
Okay.
I guess I'll just start something new. A whole new world, I might say.
You don't get bonuses for the buildings if you put trees there, right? That has to be roads or railroad
Has to be
tracks.
a
If there's a
station.
chunk of road, it's fine. If not, no. Yes, you're right.
Is it only a station bonus at all?
The station is only for the little house. The other two,
houses.
the university and the factory, is a straight stretch of any kind of road.
Got it.
The other two kinds. But just forests will not do it, and we only rolled that.
Making
okay.
some happy little trees.
There we go. I used those.
Yeah.
I've used that. And I've got a couple here I still haven't used. I could do this.
Doesn't mean you can't put trees there, right? You could put a factory in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, you can do whatever you
You
want.
just don't get a bonus for it.
I'm going to duplicate one of these. Road. Road.
Okay.
I'm making another pine tree. You
bad,
can't
like-
stop me.
And then I can
You guys are
duplicate
thinking
one.
about this hard. I'm just like, okay, throw a road here.
No, you got to get it right, man.
Yeah.
I have 5 forests.
Okay. I think that's that.
I've done it.
Okay, so 5 in the middle.
Nope. Wait, yes, I have 5.
Did you get 5 in the middle
4.
yet?
4.
All right, so 2 points for you. And this is A, C, F, A. Okay, I don't have that one either. Anybody do this one yet?
Not yet.
No.
No.
Oh, I was stupid. I could have put it right there. And then 5 fours. I think we all got it, probably.
I did.
No,
I only have 4.
I did.
You combine some. How do you
I
have 5? You don't have 5. These 3 are touching.
1, 2. Oh no, I did it wrong.
That's right. You have 5 separate
no.
ones? I do.
I can fix it.
I don't think so.
I just played that.
Giant asterisk.
You're not gonna let me, are you?
Yeah.
No, change it. I don't
You've already
care.
listed
It's
it.
That's
okay.
fine.
I'm just gonna
You know, hey,
put it
just
here.
remember.
I know.
I'm putting it in the corner.
Just
Where it's not gonna
recall.
hurt
I
anybody.
need you to just remember what you did.
Just, yeah.
You
we
can
all
do it.
Never forget.
Just remember
The
what you
internet
did.
never forgets.
I'm still gonna put a tree in there.
Okay, I have 1, 2, 3. These 2 are 4, and then this one by itself is 5.
Yeah.
You don't have it?
No.
I got it now.
You want to change literally anything at this point?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
That's how we're
good.
playing this. It's a
Yeah.
learning game.
Mm-hmm. So 4 points there.
Forgot how to count.
Okay, that was 3 rounds. Next one, 4. Don't forget your bonus faces, and don't forget
Oh.
you can only use 3.
Right.
Ever. 1 per round. Blammo.
That is not great.
Blammo, I said. Ooh, 2 of that. How am I supposed to even? Oh my
Elbow.
gosh.
I've been underlining the ones that have the trees on them.
Okay, and then the trees. Is that 2 roads for the trees?
2 elbows.
I know.
Yeah, and 2 roads with trees.
Okay.
2 roads with trees. Okay.
2 roads with trees.
Everybody got these?
It's the elbow with the station and the 2 different types of track, right?
Yes. That's the one.
That's the one.
Okay, there we go. That's what we rolled, everybody. And we have 2 of these.
That is not gonna get me where I
They're
want
the
to go.
same. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Just
So I'm only leaving one. There's just two of that face. Do what you will with that.
Boy, oh boy.
All right. What am I gonna do now?
This is insanity, guys.
What am I gonna do
I don't know if I can handle
with
this.
these elbow joints? It's all elbows all the time.
You said at some
like-
point there's like a crossover, right? That
Yeah, there is. There's like
Yeah,
an
but-
overpass.
oh, there's
but
one overpass on one side of the die.
Yeah, we haven't.
Okay.
We haven't seen that. So
It's not great.
don't depend on
Doesn't
that.
come up. Don't count on that.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do that later. So maybe I should just. Oh yeah, I could start from this exit.
So I could do a
I mean,
bendy.
technically it's an entrance. Okay.
I could do bendy right here and then bendy
If I-
again.
That's what you got to do. That's all we got. Bendy's all the time.
That's
Bendy's in the morning, Bendy's in the
This- I-
evening, Bendy's at supper
I
time.
feel like aren't people always asking for the Dice Tower musical? I feel like we're basically giving it to them.
Oh
Okay,
my
here we go.
gosh.
Here we go. I
This-
have a
we're
thing I could
workshopping.
do.
It's
the quality they were looking
We're
for.
workshopping
I
it for
kept this thing
6
here,
years. It's
and
in
it's
constant
such
workshop.
a good idea. Oh, I don't want to smear my own.
Smear it.
No,
Okay.
it's beautiful. Piece of work. It's
I
not
don't
beautiful.
know, guys.
All right. Done.
Oh, I gotta remember I got these.
Done. Okay, let's make this slightly more presentable.
One of those. And a thingamabobber.
Oof. I gotta tell
Okay.
you.
All those special bonus ones are all 4s, though. There's no 3s or
Nope.
T's or any
Nope.
of that.
Okay.
And I've...
I need one little.
Why did I put all these trees everywhere?
You messed that up,
Well-
didn't
You
you?
like a little greenery in your space.
messed
Trees
up.
are important for oxygenation.
What?
Keep your head clear.
It's another science word. He's not.
You need
It
to
doesn't
stop.
work for him.
Science.
Science.
There we go. Bam.
Oh, boy.
I don't like the sound of that.
Did I do this? Jerk already? Guess not. All right, here you go, double trouble.
Oh, I didn't do that
So
one
driving
either.
off the
Wait,
edge of
I
the
didn't do that
board
one
is
either.
okay. What we're telling.
Shoot, I forgot about that one. Okay.
Apparently.
But oh.
All right. Well,
I gotta tell you, it doesn't look great,
no, it doesn't look great.
but
I
I'm
forgot
doing
about that
it.
one. I guess
Oh.
if I go like this.
Look at that. Choo, 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 choo,
And
choo,
like
choo,
that.
choo, choo,
Oh, I don't know about
Nah,
this.
But the
Oh, man,
ways
all right.
this is not. No.
Why are you looking? Why are you
I
looking,
think you're
Jenny?
doing all right. I think you're doing all
Avert
right.
your eyes.
Okay.
So good.
So good, so good.
I'm still working.
So good.
So we're 4 rounds in. We got 2 more.
2 more. Feeling good.
I'm still
Don't
plugging
forget,
away
try to
here.
make those long chains, guys.
Um,
And
So when do we check for these points?
oh wait, that's not.
Once Eric's
We're
finished.
waiting for Eric.
Eric.
I'm
he
sorry.
wants to make sure that he can
Eric
then change his
Drawer.
mind
Yeah,
real quick.
Well, I misread something.
He changed a few from last round. Yeah, he's.
I'm just trying to fix it. I need. We're gonna use that.
I think that's pretty good. I really should have done that. That's
Drive
dumb.
it off.
You did it. Just now. Right?
That's right.
It's gonna be
right, I
gonna be
did.
an abandoned railroad. That's fine, right?
That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just a
Welcome
penalty
to
at the
America.
end.
It's
Yeah,
like.
it's just
There
an
it is, a lot
error.
of
Don't
that.
worry, no one will die.
Did that. And then we can just drive this off the road, right?
Oh my goodness. Look at this road. This is a janky road.
And then it's trees.
Are you copying me? Because
No.
you keep literally doing the same stuff I'm doing.
I was
Also,
thinking
you
of
need
doing
to
it.
water these trees.
Yeah.
This is shrubbery at this point.
Shrubbery.
I'm still gonna put a pine tree in. You can't stop me. And this
My
one's
trees
just
are-
branches.
Oh,
It's a palm tree.
weird little
All right, I
palm.
think I.
Okay, you're
Oh
good.
wait, no,
Oh, palm trees would have been
What
fun.
now, Eric?
I didn't do that thing.
Do it, baby.
Do it.
I gotta do.
There's also, by the way, if you wanted to, which I think it's a little too much, but you see a little white corner on these? You're supposed to write the number of the round in which you drew that space.
What?
Why?
Just to keep track of the rounds, I
Oh,
guess.
okay,
I don't
got
know.
it.
Gotta
But
check people's work in this game, you know?
You never know
So
when
that's what
somebody
these
later
are.
started
I need
racing
to-
things.
the little white
I need to
corners
know
are for.
exactly
Yeah,
what
that's
round.
true.
You know?
yeah, you need to
That's
look at it and be
true.
like, clearly during round 2, you
actually.
cheated. And then never stopped cheating. You
Okay,
done?
I'm done now.
Okay, who hasn't achieved this yet?
I haven't.
I have not still.
Me neither, actually. Okay, this one I know
I
somebody
did.
played.
I get
Oh,
it.
do I get a point for that?
I got
Did
that.
you do
I
it?
have 5 in there. Yeah.
You just did it now? Yeah, you
Just
get the
did.
point.
All right.
Okay, this one you guys got, so
Yep.
4 points for both of you.
4 points.
And then over here, anybody newly just now do this one?
Nope.
It's
5
5
separate
non-touching trees.
groups, tree groups. It could be a single face or it could be multiple.
Alright.
I
Nope.
have that.
You have
5.
5 separate,
I
you
have
know,
5.
sort
They're
of.
all
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah, so you got 2 points for that.
All right.
You'll write that one down here.
This
And
doesn't look too bad
the
from far
third
away.
one.
From far away, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
From a
You're right
distance.
that like people's drawings from a little, ways away. Then you get close and you're like, oh,
Oh.
right. Okay,
Let's go.
Choo choo!
here we go.
Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about.
Now we get the
This is
elbow
what I'm talking
trees.
about. Okay.
Elbow trees,
We got
everybody.
bendy trees and a bendy railroad, which is good.
T
Is that
intersection, which
a
would have been very
road
helpful
with
last round.
One.
Wow, that was a echo right
Wait,
there.
there's
Did
2
you
more
hear that?
rounds, right? One more after this? Or is
There's
this?
one more after this,
Okay.
I believe, yes.
We got a whole bunch of turny, twisty tracks.
Got them turning twisted tracks.
Wait, one. Oh, a
That's the
straight,
place
a
to
straight,
be
a
with
straight
the
one.
turny tree.
Straight boy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What am I gonna do with you?
Are those all just trees, or is there an elbow tree?
There's 2 elbow
These
trees.
are both like a train track.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
Got that one. I'm missing one.
Exciting,
What am I
thank you.
missing? Oh, straight
Okay.
track.
Oh, I'm gonna do.
Straight.
Okay, everybody
Track.
wrote these down.
Yep.
Put 'em up here.
Yeah.
There you go, folks. That's what we rolled. And then again, these are duplicates, and they look like that. Little train,
Oh, am I
track,
gonna do
bendy
that?
train track with little trees. Can you kill it for a second, actually, the green? There you go, folks. That's what these look like. Yeah, I'm going to leave one up here just to remember that there's 2 of them. Okay, you can turn that back on.
Okay.
So weird.
I know, it's awesome.
What am I gonna do?
Okay, so this guy is basically done. This network is shut down. So I gotta grow this.
I'm not gonna give up.
Never gonna give you.
I mean, even if you don't win, I think you have the best drawing abilities here. Like,
Not
it
giving
looks
up.
very clean.
Wow, Blake, you
Thank
haven't
you.
seen mine yet.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, hold on.
Mine
the
is
judging's not till the
beautiful.
end.
Cold.
The congeniality.
let's see.
Cold.
There's
Yeah.
a there's a
I haven't seen
miscongeniality
anyone's,
award.
I haven't seen anyone's boards, but yours is the best. That's just mean, man.
It's mean.
I'm drawing trees.
I'm drawing trees.
They all look the same. They kind of look like people. What?
People
Don't ask
trees.
questions.
They're tree
Don't ask
people.
questions.
People trees are a nuisance.
It's my Lord of the Rings board.
Okay, what am I gonna do now?
Okay. So now,
Okay, so I did this, and I did this.
oh, hey, I can do that. I will. I'm going to do that.
Do it.
I can do
I got that one.
anything.
And I can do
I believe in
anything
miracles.
with trees. I'll draw them here in this corner. Bling, bloom. I can do anything with trees.
Meatloaf.
But you can't do that.
Singing
Them
Meatloaf.
all in-
Yeah.
But I'll never draw trees that go right off of the board. Oh no.
No way.
Wow. What is happening?
That's the thing.
Oh my God. Okay.
I apologize.
That is a thing that you did.
You know what you're getting into.
Okay, well, interesting.
Okay.
I would do
I just got one
it.
more. We just got one more.
I can
Okay,
do. I could do that.
Okay.
That would do something, wouldn't it?
You know it, baby.
If
And
I
do
Why did I do
something.
that? If I do that, that's better though. I'm what you call a
Oh
dummy.
boy. Be careful here.
Yeah, maybe.
What do I have left? I got to make another elbow.
Yeah, let's do
I
that.
gotta
That
do
might
a-
be better. Even though, no, it's not gonna work. Yep, over here.
No, I can make that because they can go off the board without penalty.
That's right. Are you doing the same thing I'm doing right now?
I don't know, maybe.
Kinda.
And that gets me my
Probably
third
try to get
government
some off
building.
the board, but I didn't. So here we are.
And
Which
so,
one?
Okay, hold on.
Oh yeah, the university.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Nice.
it's university.
So that means you can get another bonus.
Great.
University government building, whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, it's all the same.
All the same.
It's a private institution for sure.
Let's do this. Let me just do this.
Saying it's a liberal arts college. Can you tell how good the education is from here?
Sure. I like that enormous tree space.
I'm trying to
It's
draw the
great.
accreditation.
All right, we're showing this tree.
No.
We got to show this
That.
cool tree, man. Come on.
I still have to do an
Look
elbow.
at these trees, y'all. Look at that. It's Christmas, baby. That road is just lined with trees, and then
It's-
it becomes
Yeah.
a city.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Exactly. That's. I'm trying to create a narrative
I
within
like
my
this.
drawing.
I like it.
Trying to draw something. I guess I'm just gonna put the elbow. I don't have any other. I could do this.
I could do that.
I can do this.
Okay, and we got one more round after this. Yeah,
I'm complete.
One more.
we're good, everybody.
Good.
Oh yeah.
We're good.
Okay, 5 in the middle. I still somehow have not
Alrighty.
done that. Did everybody already do that?
Yep.
Except me? Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay, the second one. I did it just now, finally. Anybody else complete that now?
Nope.
Nope.
I already did it.
You haven't
Way
done it,
ahead
right?
of you.
Nope.
So if you still do it, you'll still get the
Yeah.
point. Bloop bloop. And then this,
Nope.
you still haven't done it?
No,
you're
I
making the large
got. I
group,
gotta
yeah.
make my.
Well, you'll make points from it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
All right.
whatever.
My narrative.
So on the next
There.
one, Z, could you roll some forest, just trees? Just
You got it,
tree
baby.
spaces.
Here we go.
Just some of
That
those.
would be nice.
Final round.
Choo choo.
Bloop.
You didn't. You didn't do it.
Sorry, you can combine those two into a lot of trees. Is that not what you wanted?
Well, I guess.
I
If I just
misunderstood you.
make roads to nowhere.
That's a great song. It goes like this. And I would make a road
back to me,
going
love.
nowhere. Oh, yes, my man. Loaf. Wheat loaf.
Many artists just sang their own names over and over. It was their own distinctive style.
So dumb.
Okay. And that's got trees on it, and so does that.
Okay, so this would go.
This is the moment of truth. I got to connect a whole bunch of goodies.
Me too.
You guys are good writing these down, copying what's been rolled.
I've written them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're going to be over here. There you go. And then these trees, I'm going to put them right there. How about that? You can see them on the screen.
Okay.
How do I connect these?
Interesting.
This is done. Yep.
Oh, that's sad.
That could get there, maybe.
Oh no.
How do I get there?
All of the railroads make curvy things.
You still have a bonus left. Take one of these.
I do.
You have 2 of them, in fact, right?
I got one.
This is tough.
That
Tough,
one was
tough.
used.
I'm gonna get a dead end there no matter what.
Okay.
Maybe I should
Well, you
just
can only
make
do
it
one
like
per
a
turn.
little loopy poo.
Right.
Do like a little half.
But I think the
loopy.
university one you can save. Maybe. Blah, blah,
Okay,
blah, blah,
I'll make
blah,
this
blah,
one
blah,
a
blah,
loop.
blah.
Or a half banana, if you will.
Banana.
That'll be a banana.
Don't want to do that.
And then
I could do it here, though.
All right, well, you
should I do over
are
here?
definitely
Can I use one of
this
these?
trees
thing.
I think I
one
can
time?
use one of these.
Guys see those beautiful little trees?
If I do.
You want the trees?
Yeah.
That one.
There you go.
Okay.
I do
Yeah, that's
one of
that.
those. That one's done.
Right. If
So
I
do we
do
have a
that,
regular
then-
and a...
How do I do this?
Okay, and then I'll use this.
This
All right.
one's there still. There's no switch. Wow. Yep. Not great.
Switch. Turn it over.
All right, I can do that. And
Oh,
make
and that's another one of these. Ooh, can I get another one? Oh
this
my gosh, that'd
way,
be so awesome.
this way, and
Can I
road,
do it?
Okay.
the station.
But that's not
Let's
good.
just
And we're gonna make that
Crush it.
forest elbow.
If I did that,
Not a bad case of forest
Ugh.
elbow.
What does that even mean?
This is not great, I gotta tell you.
no, not
It's
great.
rough out here. City planning is garbage. I'm bad at this.
And then we're gonna make that also
City planning is not my strength.
trees.
If I go here, straight line here, with the trees.
Nope.
Did that one.
Okay,
Then
if I
what?
do that. Okay, so then that's gone.
You can
And
only
then I
get
get
the.
this. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, then I can do
If
that
I
another
use
one
the
of
So
those.
then-
factory bonus, I get
Okay.
to use a
So
die
then-
twice.
I can create
Yeah, I think that's how that works.
bendy. If I go bendy there. Okay, I'm gonna go bendy here.
Yes, correct.
Oh, that won't work.
So I did that. I did that.
That won't work.
Yeah, I get to use one twice. That's right.
Oh, that's
Bendy. No.
Not one of these, by the way. One of the white ones.
right.
Oh, I do have two of
that
those, so
doesn't
maybe
help.
that would work.
I used that one twice, but I still haven't
Okay.
done
I
that.
can't use that one twice. Oh,
I
I
mean,
can use that one, and then it makes it no longer a dead end.
courses.
Should be a bonus
Okay.
for
I'll
finishing.
go
Finishing
here.
first.
Yeah.
For being
waiting,
more
waiting for
efficient.
everyone else.
And then.
You
I will
done?
My
go-
city is ready to
Wow, I'm
be
impressed.
traveled, barely.
Wow.
There's about 2 solid roads on there, but
I will do this.
Yeah, this is bad. Have one piece of railroad
my
track that
last
literally goes to
bonus.
nowhere, starts nowhere.
This will be full of
It's just-
trees, and then this one will be plain. Oh gosh, bad drawing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, actually, it can't
then-
even go
Okay,
there, can
one
it?
more. I got one more. Elbow.
I don't even think that's a legal placement because it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Bendy elbow. Guess it doesn't matter because it's gonna dead end. So.
Where do I put it?
I get to do something twice.
Yeah, what happens if I literally cannot place one legally? What happens?
Wow, you can't place it anywhere?
that's game
Not
over.
legally because it has to. It's not one of these, so it still has to touch an exit or go
Oh,
outside
yeah.
somewhere.
Dang.
That means you're eliminated.
I'm
Yeah, that
eliminated
means you
from
lose.
the game.
I'm
Sorry,
pretty sure.
you
I'm
lose.
pretty sure.
No, my
I think
You
I
probably
saw.
just
I think I
don't-
saw that in there somewhere.
don't tell me that, Blake. Come on.
That's, rules are rules.
Ugh,
Rules are rules.
this game is punishing. Yep, I'm eliminated
Yep,
from any game.
I knew it.
Wow.
Says
From all of them.
Can't play a
games.
game ever again.
Games. Yeah.
I
What
guess I just
doesn't
drive
kill
this
you
off the
makes you
board.
Stronger. No, I don't know. I'm sure it's in here somewhere.
I connected everything to everything.
You did?
Are you serious?
Well, come on. You got leftover hanging
Come on,
roads
man.
there. No, you didn't connect everything to everything.
No way.
You see Nathan? Nathan, he's a comedian. He's not feeling any of our train stations here.
Of course, at least one set of exits.
They haven't seen yours, I feel like.
Yeah, if you
Once
cannot
see-
connect a route, you
Eric's
can't draw
looks
it.
really
Okay, so I
good.
can't
It
draw
is.
it. All right,
Yeah.
done. Now we're gonna check these again. I finally got this, so I got a point for that.
1, 2, Nope.
Anybody else?
No.
We're
Never
good.
got it.
Okay, that's it for those. Okay, now we do end game scoring then.
Okay.
No, connecting via a station is still connecting in the same network, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll just go through these. So again, the first one there is all of the exits connected. So I've got, for example, over here.
1, 2,
Show you this. Well, remove that.
6.
So here I've got this one goes out here, connects to this one, and that one. So that's 5 of them connected, which is going to give me 16 for that.
I connected 8.
Together?
Yeah, it's all one big
Woof.
octopus.
Amazing.
Jeez.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets me that one, and then this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 gets me that one.
Couldn't get that last one.
This is by itself. This is by itself. 28. Okay, longest road.
Wait.
7.
Is that?
7.
Is it have to be a single path, or it's just an entire connected?
Yeah,
network
one. No,
of-
no branches.
No
So
branches. So
longest
just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
7.
10, 11.
to get to the station.
Yeah,
Yep.
just the longest thing. Okay, and then same thing for the railroad tracks. Same deal. Stations won't break it if it keeps going on the other side. You know, it's fine.
4, 5, 6.
6. Not much.
Wait.
Okay.
8.
Then every 1 point for every space in the center that
Maximum
you
of 9.
utilized. Right. So on. Okay, the highest number you got over here on the little houses. So I think it's just the highest reached. Not every one of them is a new amount.
Right.
I believe that that's correct, but I will double check that. After that, you have the goals. You can just add up the goals. The last one, the third goal here, technically should go next to the star because it comes from an expansion.
Okay.
I will double check. And then the last one, the X there, is for every one of those just sort of dead
That's
ends
for
that,
the trees.
that just died somewhere.
Isn't the star for the trees?
Yes.
Oh, you're right. Okay, you're right. The goals are the goals. This is for the trees. Yeah, you're right. Which is, again, biggest group orthogonally connected times 2. And then you can score another group at times 1 per space.
Oh, 16. It's just 17.
You said X is dead end roads.
Dead-end
Basically,
roads.
anything sort of just
Errors.
hanging out in the middle of nowhere, doesn't go anywhere.
But driving off the board is okay.
Driving off the board is okay.
Okay.
We just assume we don't see that part of the map,
Gotcha.
and no one dies.
We just assume that.
We assume no one
That's-
is. Yeah.
Every time I'm driving a train, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's only the highest marked of the little houses.
56,
7 there. Trees.
72, 89.
I'm losing a lot of points for that.
Eeks.
1, 2, 3. Wow.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, great. What? You're so good, Eric. So good at the things.
Wow.
That's why.
It's thanks to my blatant cheating.
Eric Gamerer.
That helps.
That's
All right. So
what I attribute it
what
to.
did I do here? It's 4, 10. Hey, what am I doing?
Okay, let's just.
Did Z lose?
Probably.
He did not get last place. I can guarantee you that.
19, 24, 44 plus 8 is 52, and 6 is 58.
64.
85.
80 what now?
85.
Yeah, it's the blatant cheating. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I refuse
Such
to.
a
You're not
cheater.
going to tell us who
I
you got?
Come
refuse
on.
to reveal.
The hundreds.
I passed.
I bet it's in the hundreds.
I said,
Okay, Eric, let's
record
take a
low.
look at your board and find all the
Yeah,
mistakes.
Yeah, go for it.
Here you go, folks. Tear it apart.
Yeah. Take a screenshot of that. And
I
show
want you to
them
go
all the
over this with a
things.
fine-tooth comb. Those trees are very nice, though.
They
Look at
are.
that.
I mean,
Look
I mean,
at how
not,
clean
not as nice as my
that
trees, but-
road work is right there. Those trees are lined up correctly.
Clean. It's very
This
clean.
right here, wonderful. Just
what
go
the
back. Whoop,
contract
go
said.
back. There you go. I like it. Eric,
Yeah.
you did a
It's a
fantastic
railroad
job.
Very
that
good.
said,
was.
"Eep, it's the wrong way. Turn around.
Great job.
Wrong
great job.
town."
That's it. Everybody, we are done. Eric, congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great
You're,
job.
I'm so far.
you're on a streak, right?
I'm on a streak.
Streak.
Undefeated?
I'm lossless, undefeated for the
Wow.
Summer Spectacular.
Nice.
I'm
Good,
sure
pretty
that'll
good.
end.
Time to take you down several pegs.
Yeah.
Come back tomorrow for that. All right, we have a few things going on today. Some videos you want to stick around for. Make sure you go back and check out the contests. We've had contests all day long, so make sure you're tuning in and sending in your emails for those. But as far as us live here in the studio, we are done for today. We're going to be back tomorrow, so make sure you're here for that. The whole Summer Spectacular continues to roll, folks. Everybody here is going to be sticking around, so make sure you come back. That's it. My name is Z Garcia,
I'm Eric Summerer.
Blake.
Jenny St. Arnold.
and we will see you tomorrow. Have fun, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello everyone and welcome to my top 10 list of abstract strategy games. To get this list, I went onto Board Game Geek and filtered by abstract strategy, so if any of the games on the list today don't meet your criteria, well, blame Board Game Geek. And there is a slight spoiler here. To add a bit more variety into the list, I made sure to only include one of the 3 Azul tiles. Which one? Well, you'll have to keep watching to find out. Anyway, without further ado, let's see what is my number 10. My number 10 is Tiny Towns. Now, in this game, it's all about spatial placing of cubes onto your small gridded board. Either you're going to have all the players on their turn saying a type of material or coloured cube, and you're adding it to your grid. There's also another way where a sort of a card gets flipped from a deck, and then basically everyone's putting that colour down and trying to make it into a sort of almost Tetris shape polyomino pattern. You know, it could be sort of an L shape or an X or a line or something like that to make a variety of buildings. And there's a number of buildings, and that only increases with the expansions. Now, why this is number 10 is probably because I absolutely suck at the game. The idea of it, to me, I really like the idea. I just really struggle actually getting the cubes in the right places. And as my friend Dwight would probably happily point out to me over and over again, the first time I ever played this, I was incredibly close to getting minus points. It was definitely single digit score for me there. So that first play, I think, would put some people off because you can really screw yourself over. If you put a cube in the wrong place, you can't just get rid of it. It stays there and you're going to have to work around it. And that's what I did. I think that could put people off, but once you get past that, once you start realising, okay, if I'm putting these in that place, I want to leave these spaces free for that colour cube. Maybe on my turn I'll be saying it, but other people might be able to see you're building that type of building and not say that colour. It depends what group you're playing with, whether that's going to happen or not. But either way, Tiny Towns is a great game. Just don't be put off by a bad score in the first couple of playthroughs. My number 9 is Blue Lagoon. Now, there is sort of something quite special about the way Blue Lagoon plays. At the start of the game, you are playing out your sort of pieces and then your huts onto these lovely sort of vibrant board of water and islands and stuff like that, and you're trying to collect these resources. Partway through the game, however, there's almost a complete reset. So you're going to do sort of like a halfway house scoring, and that's why I really like this game, because Yes, it's very important what you do up till that point, because only your huts stay on those islands. And that means that where you've placed them is your starting points for the next round. And that becomes really quite important if you've got sort of on one island, if you're trying to compete with someone else, whereas someone else has like a free island to themselves, they can start going and getting these resources a lot easier. And potentially you have started really close to some of the spawn points effectively for resources. And it's one of those games that feels very different because it's got that real sort of first half, second half feel. Like a bit with Tiny Towns, in that first game you can screw yourself over by not doing well in that first half. It's not a game where, right, you've lost the first half but you might be able to win it back in the second. That is very possible, but you don't want to put yourself out of contention. You need to sort of at least be kind of close to your opponents, because otherwise you can be left behind if they've done really well and got really good placements to start the second half off. You could be in with some problems, but it's a really nice, easy game to teach. You know, on a turn, you're basically putting a token down of some kind onto the board and trying to either link a lot or to gain a token from the board, maybe sort of block your opponent off when they're trying to make big stretches of tokens. So, you know, you can quite easily teach the game and play it, and then everyone understands, right, I should have done that in the first half of the game. Or you can just play the first half and score it and be like, right, this is how the second half would go, but now you know, let's reset and go again properly. So really enjoy Blue Lagoon. My number 8 is Quirkle. Now, there are multiple versions of Quirkle. There is a travel version, which I have not played, and then there is like a main big version with chunky tiles. There's even a dice version, but I think that is quite different. Basically, it's a game where you are trying to add either a colour or a load of shapes to a row. So, for instance, there are 6 colours and 6 shapes. So if I have made a row of a couple of circles, on that row or column, depending on where it's placed, you can only add other circles. Now, you can't add ones of the same colour that have already been added, so you'll get effectively a row or column of eventually of a perfect 6, if it's not blocked off, of each colour of a shape or each shape of a single colour. Now, why this is important is as you add tiles to it, you're going to get points for how many it's sort of in a row and column of. So if you play your cards right, you'll actually be able to get it, place a tile or a couple of tiles so that you are doing both rows and columns at the same time, doubling up the amount of points that you can potentially gain. Then there is Quirkles themselves. So when you're adding that 6th tile, that 6th say diamond, or the 6th yellow tile down, then you're getting the Quirkle. That is 6 points because it's 6 tiles along, and then a bonus 6 because you've completed the set. Now this is important because it's going round the table. You don't want to leave many opportunities there that are basically 5 long. So you end up holding on to certain tiles, sort of being, right, I've got 2 circles, but if I place them down, that's a 5 circle run. Someone else could just sweep in with that final colour of circle and sort of nab those bonus points. So you kind of hold out some, you know, you play a load of tiles, draw from the bag and hope you get that last one. And then eventually sometimes you go, okay, I'm not going to be getting this from the bag. Let's play those, because then I'm drawing 2 tiles from the bag and I'm hopefully going to get some good variety there. Now, it's quick, easy, again, another one that's nice and easy to teach. People aren't going to get too confused, though you will, over the course of that first game, really start to understand when you want to play tiles and when you want to hold on to them. There's a points for sort of emptying your hand at the very end of the game first, So that's sort of an extra thing you can sort of try and be like, oh, I think they're looking to play something big, right, let's try and get these down quickly once the bags run out. But yeah, Quirkle, it's one of those ones that it looks like very much of a puzzle, and it is very much a puzzle, but you have to pay attention to what the other players are doing. There's not so much a heads down because it's a central placement. Everyone's placing this middle bit, and if you leave an opportunity, someone else can definitely swoop in and well, get a lot of points for it. Anyway, that's Quirkle. My number 7 is Mandala. Now, this is a quite quick 2-player only abstract strategy game, and it's got this lovely cloth board. It's not really a board, it's literally cloth. It's like a tea towel that you dry dishes up with. You place that in the middle of the table, and then you're going to be playing these square cards, horrible to shuffle square cards, into the 2 mountains on it. So ignoring how badly shaped the cards are, because it is a good game, basically you're going to have a hand of cards and it's all based around the colour. The colour is going to determine sort of, when you win your first of a colour, it determines how much you're going to score for it, between going up from 1 to 6 points. So, you know, you've then got the choices of, right, so red, it's only going to score me 1 point, but I could get a load of them and score, you know, 5, 6, 7 points by winning one of the mountains. Or if I hold out and then eventually pick up a red, but pick up a lot of reds, it could be worth, each red could be worth like 4 points. And all of a sudden you're like, I've got a lot of choices in this one. The way the colours make the game work is really impressive in this one. So you've got the 2 mountains, and it's basically like you've got 2 options of play at all time. There's cards in the middle of those mountains, and that's what you're trying to win. Anytime you or your opponent adds cards to that middle, you're sort of adding to the potential pool of cards that you're going to win. Then there's the fact that if there's none of a colour on a mountain, your side, your opponent's side, or in the middle, you can play it to the middle to add it to that pool, or to your side, because adding cards to your side is going to be what helps you to win the cards in the middle. You can start to see towards the end of the game what colours your opponent wants, because you can see how much they're scoring for each colour. You can see, okay, you're going to be scoring 5 points for every black card and 4 points for every orange. This mountain has a lot of orange and black on it. I am not going to let you win that. So you're going to be, you know, almost just playing every turn cards there to make sure you win it, and trying to work out when that 6th colour is going to be played, because that's when that's going to be decided. And then you're almost forgetting the mountain over here, so your opponent can sort of swoop in and maybe steal some still good cards for them over there. The game basically ends when one person has got the 6 colours, and then you're going to be pointing up, and you can, because of your score piles face down, you can kind of remember and kind of know, I've got a lot of like these colours in there, but it's quite hard to realise how many points you're on and how many points your opponent is on until that final part where you turn them over and you count them out, like, oh, the reds, they're worth 2 for me, but they might be worth like 1 for your opponent and stuff like that. So throughout the game there's that tension of not knowing how well your opponent's doing, but seeing what they could be going for from their side of the board, and then trying to manipulate these 2 mountains at the same time for you to win the cards, but also for your opponent definitely not to. Anyway, that's Mandala, a really fun card game. My number 6 is Reef. Now, there is a newer version of this, but I don't think, apart from a few colour changes, there was really that many changes in the 2nd edition. Basically, it's a game where you are building up your reef, and the patterns that you're going to create, be it how many high the reef pieces are, or sort of just patterns on the board, that's how you're going to score points. Well, that seems fairly standard, but what makes this interesting is the dual purpose cards. Now, it's not a choice. Do I do the top part, which is take new coral pieces and add them to my reef? And it's not, you don't get the choice between doing that or scoring. You do both. Now, these cards are done very nicely in terms of basically whatever you're getting from the top is almost certainly not what you're going to be scoring for at the bottom. And therefore you get these choices when you're taking these cards into your hand and then actually playing them. If I can do this in the right order, if I play that one, I'm going to get some red pieces and that, and I can't score that one, but at least I've got these nice reds, because then I can play this card, and now I've got the reds in the right places to score a lot of points while I'm adding these tiles. So there's a really nice aspect of, I want this card for the pieces, and I then need that card for the scoring of those pieces. And then if you can get them in the right order, at times you are taking pieces, scoring this, while you're building up for a bigger score later on. Because some of the patterns are really simple, and you can, just quite easily get one or two of them out and score 1 or 2 points. And then at other times, it's like, right, for every time I get a red on a 3 or 4 high coral reef piece, then I'm going to get like 4 points. So if I can do that progressively throughout these, like play a turn card, play that card, holding on to this scorer that's going to get me loads of points, and then eventually you throw it down, you get a load of points, and hopefully that's going to be enough for you to win the game, because other people will be just sort of playing the cards quite quickly and just cycling through to get lots of small points. So can your one big points beat them? It looks really nice on the table. Again, I think the newer version just tweaks some of the colours. I didn't have a problem with that. I don't know if it was a colourblind issue, but I think that has been slightly tweaked. But they are really nice, chunky plastic coral pieces. They go on the cardboard player boards, which are, they're decent. Generally, it looks stunning. A lot of people walk past this one and, ooh, what's going on there? That looks kind of cool. And all the pieces stack really quite satisfyingly on top of each other on your board. Anyway, that's a great game, and that is Reef. My number 5 is, to me, probably the closest to not being an abstract strategy game, but it is in certain aspects. It's got a lot of push your luck, and that is Suro. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Obviously, it's got like the silent T on the front. Basically, it's a game all about trying to stay in until the end. You've got like a little stone, like pebble thing that's going to start at the edge of the board. There's a seas version where you're a little ship. It's effectively the same game though. Basically, on your turn, you play a tile from your hand, and these tiles have wiggling and winding paths. You place it in front of your player piece, and then you move your player piece along the route that it must follow. And that's very important. It must follow that. Then, if someone else's player piece just happens to have now been, on the edge of your new tile, it also follows the path that it must. Now, this is really important because first of all, the order is important. You move first, which means you can send yourself off the board, though you're not allowed to do that on purpose. But then moving someone else's, you could potentially put them into a very bad positioning, or you even just send them straight off the board if you've linked up these wiggling routes. Now, yes, there's a lot of luck from what tiles you're drawing, but it's kind of that good, silly fun in terms of, right, I'm playing this, I'm wiggling all the way over to here on the board, and then someone else plays, and they're over here, and they end up just one tile across because they didn't, add much. And then it's like, right, I need to be in this area because there's a lot of empty room for tiles, and if I'm over here where all the tiles are already placed, chances are I'm going to end up playing a tile that's going to screw me over and send me off the board. You can't just put a tile in front of another player where you're not to sort of screw them over, because it has to go in front of you. So there is that sort of caveat of you always could be screwing yourself over first before other people, so you have to really be quite careful with that. You get some lovely patterns on the board as the tiles are played out. I do personally think that the original Suro looks probably the best for this. I just like the colour pattern, but the ships and the blue water and that do look very nice in the sequel. But yeah, it's one of those ones that works really well with sort of a couple of people or 4 or 5. I think it goes up to 6 or maybe even 8 players. That would be utter chaos because you've got a lot of time between your turns. But easily with 4 people, this is an absolutely sort of phenomenal, sort of just quick lunchtime. You don't have to think too much. Play a tile and they go here. But at another time, you can really play it, right, I'm going to play this because that's going to allow me to go here. The next tile, just a little bit along, and slowly snake your way along sort of the edge of the board while other people are sort of crisscrossing and interacting and probably sort of mucking each other's game up. So you can be tactical, and I think that's where some of that strategy, abstract strategy, comes in. But anyway, it's a brilliant game. It's not any higher because it's loosely abstract strategy. Anyway, that's Suro. My number 4 is one of those games where you could play it in its own location, and that's Santorini. Now, I think most people have heard of playing Carcassonne in Carcassonne. I wish I could also play Santorini in Santorini, because the game captures sort of the look of the place quite well with these sort of striking white buildings with the blue domes on top. But putting what is a phenomenal production aside, it's a really solid game underneath. Now, even just playing the basic game where you are playing and you're trying to slowly build up and get to a certain height to win, that's good. When this game really gets fun though is getting the God Power cards. There's a load of them in the box. It's not like you need an expansion or anything. It feels like it's an expansion. It feels like it's an okay, solid, interesting game where you've got opportunities to move your 2 people around and move them up and down and things like that. It's a solid game, and then you've got this sort of these God Powers which once you've played once or twice, you're going to want them. Basically, it means your abilities and your opponent's abilities slightly differ. Potentially they can win in a completely different way, and you need to know that. You need to, obviously, what God Power they've got, but you need to really pay attention because they could be sort of bluffing by doing something else over here, and you're thinking, oh, I need to stop that by putting a dome on top. They can't now get to the top of that third piece. They can't win that way, and then all of a sudden they've moved their other piece over there. Oh, they've won by their special method. Or you've got like a certain power that allows you to maybe build 2 up or jump 2 up, jump down, on different things like that. It's one of those ones where there's so many powers, you're not going to easily sort of know which is your favourite straight away, because sometimes you get a power and you're like, oh, this is pretty weak, and then it's like partway through you're like, oh, I didn't think of using it like that. That's going to be quite effective, maybe for even blocking an opponent's piece in. All of a sudden they can get a piece trapped in because they can't jump up high enough or something like that, whereas maybe you could, and things like that. I really like Santorini. It's one of those ones that if you like a game like chess, then it's got a lot of those sort of logics of movement and sort of looking ahead in turns to be like, your opponent can be here and they're going to be up there, maybe within 2 or 3 moves they're going to do this or could do this. Do I need to stop that, or can I kind of go about my own thing? You're not taking pieces, but you have definitely got that thing of movement on the grid and needing to look ahead of, this is what I want to do in the next couple of turns, this is what I can do on this turn, okay, let's do that. I also said putting the production quality aside, I don't think that can be ignored. It's an abstract strategy that looks gorgeous. There's no link to Santorini, there's no link to that theme other than sort of Greek god powery sort of vibe. There's no real link, but it does look really good. Anyway, that's my number 4, Santorini. Number 3 is a game that, to me, I probably should hate because it involves dice, and dice seem to hate me, and they never roll how I want them to, and that is Sagrada. Now, I also have the Sagrada, the Passion expansions, the ones they've released at least, but the base game itself, you don't need all the additions. They just maybe add a wave of freshness into the experience, but you can play a few hundred games quite comfortably, I would have thought, of that base game without ever having a game that really feels too samey. Basically, each round you're going to have a bunch of dice in the middle to draft. You're going to use like the ABBA system, so A, B, B, A player-wise, which is quite a nice way of drafting. I really appreciate that because it means if you go first, you get that first choice of all of the dice, but you know that everyone else is going to take all of their dice before you get your second chance. And I think that works really well for these drafting games. There's opportunities to mitigate the luck in terms of there are cards that you can spend, these tokens you start the game with based on your card's difficulty. You can spend those to maybe swap that dice with one from the round tracker, or you could swap one, maybe flip it upside down, so your 6 pipped dice becomes a 1 pipped dice, and things like that. You're placing them onto your Sagrada Familia stained glass window pattern board thing. Some places it needs to be the right colour, some places it needs to be the right number. You cannot place the same number or colour next to each other, at least up, down, left, right, but you can diagonally. And you're trying to fill this board. Now that can be enough of a puzzle sometimes in its own, because you're trying to be, right, I can put a green here, that has to be a green though, so that's diagonal, that's fine. But then I've surrounded that green now with numbers. So now it can't be a 5, a 3, a 1 or a 2. So I now need a green that's 2 specific numbers, and that's going to be a lot harder to. And that's when you need the powers, and that's where part of the fun comes from. Then on top of that you add the scoring conditions. Now in the base game everyone gets 1 card that you keep secret, and that gives you a colour basically. So maybe I am the sort of yellow player, for instance. Every time I take a yellow dice, effectively I'll be scoring points at the end of the game based on their pip value. So that's a secret objective. So maybe I want to keep taking as many yellows as possible, but that's going to be quite hard to fit on my pattern board. And then there's 3 objectives for everyone to score. Now that could be have every single dice in a row or a column be a different colour or be a different number, or score for every pairing of 1 and 2 pipped dice on my board. And then it's like, okay, so I want to take that yellow because I'm the yellow player and that's going to score me points. But then I'll have to probably place that there on my board, because otherwise that will screw my placements up for everything else. But I've already got a yellow in that row, and that will mean I can't score that objective. So you've got not like a point salad amount of points you can earn, but enough that you're constantly thinking, okay, if I take that dice, I can put it there and score points for this objective, but that's going to maybe stop me scoring another one. And then sometimes you can get those perfect ones that are going to align and score multiple objectives. And it's really fun the way you can basically build up this pattern into point scoring. And at the end of the game, you're going to lose points for if you've not managed to put in, if you've got gaps, you know, basically you've got a hole in your stained glass window. Quite thematic that they're not happy with that and you lose points for that. And then for all of these objectives, you're going to get points as well. This is certainly one of those ones you can go back to over and over again, fulfilling that puzzle with just maybe different scoring objectives or different abilities, because sometimes they can really change the game up. Even if you're playing it back to back, it feels like a completely new puzzle. Now, interaction-wise, yes, you're taking from the same pool, but otherwise, most of the time, your head is down on your puzzle board. So there's not too much interaction, apart from I'm going to take a dice that you might need. There's also a lot of chance for analysis paralysis. You know, you can be stuck there potentially for a while thinking, oh, if I take that one, it could go there, or there, or there, and that one, and I could use that power to flip and rotate or whatever. So if you suffer from really thinking through every option and really slowing that down, the sort of the nice fast pace of take a dice, place it, and that would fall out of the game, and that would probably not be good. But you know, if you really like your puzzles, then yeah, Sagrada's a good one for you. My number 2 is the Azul game for the list. Now, I could have gone for the original, and if I wasn't doing sort of for variety's sake, the original probably would have made the list as well. I don't particularly enjoy Stained Glass of Sintra as much as the other two, though it's still a good game. Still very much enjoy it. It's just got maybe some different gamery choices that I don't think lends itself to Azul. But for me, Summer Pavilion is the best of the trilogy, unless they make more. Now, as with all Azuls, the way you pick tiles is from the centre. There's coasters each round, and you take all of one colour from one of those coasters on your turn and slide the rest into the middle. Or you take all of one colour from the middle once there's tiles there. This creates interesting choices because you can kind of see what colours other people are going for. And in Summer Pavilion, there's the extra interest because there are wild colours, and each round a different colour. So for instance, like the first round might be purple. So if you take, say, 2 reds, if there's a purple there as well, you could also take 1 purple. Now these don't get instantly added to your board, they get just put off to the side until all of those tiles from the middle are taken, including the sort of the big pile in the middle. Once all tiles are taken, going around in order still from whoever's got the first player marker, you're going to be placing your tiles onto your board. Now, when it comes to actually putting the pieces on your board, there's a couple of extra bits of interest. Now, depending on where you play the tiles, for instance, if you're playing just a single red, you put it into the 1 red slot, and that's going to get you 1 point. Unless it's adjacent to other reds, and that's going to score you extra points. So if 3 reds are then adjacent, when you've played that, you're going to get 3 points. So you can really build up if you keep focusing on one colour. Then there's also parts of the board that if you cover all, place tiles in all of the spaces around it, you get to take a bonus tile from the central board, and you can kind of keep an eye out and see what colours you want from that. If you're going for those, say, oranges, you could take that from that board, and it just works really nicely in terms of taking these tiles from that central board to then further help you build out all of the colours on your personal player board and scoring a lot of points. You can really have turns where it's I'm placing this one, then this one, then this one, and I've got, you know, you've got loads of points on that single turn. Then the next round happens. There's a distinct number of set rounds. There are 6 rounds. So, you know, the game length is pretty consistent. And then at the end of the game, you've got bonus points for the completed stars. So if you've got all 6 spaces of a single colour done, as well as covering all the ones. So there's a little bit of intrigue until the end of who's got the most points as well. It's just generally, it's really good. And it's a little bit more forgiving because each round you can save up to 4 token tiles from one round to the next. It's forgiving, but it also gives opportunities to hold on to what will become the wild colours, and there's a little bit of interest there of, oh, I could be playing these yellows, but in the next round they're going to be wild. So if I hold on to them, I could then use them to play my blues easier and stuff like that. It's got a lot of great choices, and I think you're not going to go wrong with Azul or Azul Summer Pavilion. I just think, for me, the few extra little bonuses that you can get on your turn in Summer Pavilion just help some turns feel bigger and more impressive as a result. My number 1 abstract strategy game, it had to be, as soon as I started making this list, it went in at number 1, and that is Onitama. Now, it's one of those games that it gets me excited talking about it, even though to some people it probably doesn't sound that fun. Well, it scratches the chess-like itch for me really, really well, and it has that modern twist of movement cards. If you've not played, it's got this lovely neoprene mat that you put down. it feels straight away with that and the students and the masterpieces. It feels like it feels like a masterpiece. It feels like a premium edition straight away. You've got a grid 5x5. You have at the back of your side 4 students, and then in the middle of them 1 master. So if you've played chess, it's almost like pawns and a king, but their movement is not determined by the pieces that they are, it's determined by the cards. Now on your turn, what you're trying to do for the game is either take their master with a student or your master, or get your master past and get to the river spot. Now, where you start, that's where your master starts, in the middle, that's where your opponent's master is trying to get to, and vice versa for that river method of victory. But it's not necessarily as simple as just charging down the middle of the board. Like I say, movement is entirely dictated by movement cards. It's got nothing to do with what the pieces are. Now, at the beginning of each game, from the potentially huge deck, if you've got the expansion of movement cards, you shuffle and you draw 5 out. Each player gets 2, and then 1 gets put into the waiting area of one of the players that's going to start the game. So on your turn, you've got these 2 movement cards. Now each movement card's got multiple options. Maybe it's like one is move forward 1 space or move back 2 spaces. Another could be, go forward diagonally 2 to the right, or just 1 to the left, and stuff like that. And you have to pick out of those which card you're going to play and then which movement you're going to take. Now you can't end off the board, you can't end on a space where you are, but if you end up on a space where one of their students are, you'll take it, or the master, you'll take it and win the game. So you're playing these cards and then you're getting the one from your waiting area. Now, we've just skipped possibly the most interesting part of the game, that you are passing that card to your opponent's waiting area effectively. Yes, they've got 2 cards to play, but then once they have played one of those, they will be drawing that card you've just passed to them. What that means is you will, at some point in the game, either pass your opponent the card they need to win, or they will do that to you. So it's really important to know what cards what cards people have, what opportunities they have. Can they move straight forward? No, then you are perfectly fine to stand your master right in front of one of their students and they cannot do anything about it. But if I play this card that's got a straight, like a 1 space forward, all of a sudden I need to move that, because that now it is a concern. Now they could just take it. So it's all about, if I play this movement card, I'm going to be in this good position. But I'm also giving this card, potentially a good card, movement card, to my opponent to use on a future turn. And that, for me, it's a brilliant puzzle, because yes, you could get bogged down. You could get so lost in the, I've got I can move there from my cards, but then if I give this card, my opponent can move there. You could get really slowed down in that. And I think some people probably would. And if you're that sort of player, you probably play hour-long games of chess, and that would be very tedious and boring. But for everyone else that just wants to roughly play a card and move, it's just phenomenal. It's that idea, I'll keep coming back to it, that if I have played this card and given it to you, and you use it to win, I have given you victory. I could have played my other card. I could have never played this card, which means you never would have got it. But me playing it has potentially given you the victory, because that's, at the end of the day, you can only play the cards that are eventually given to you by your opponent, and that's just a really fun aspect of Onitama. Anyway, what abstract strategy games have I missed off the list? What one should I go and play next? Or what one do you really agree with? Or was it way too high on the list, way too low on the list? Let us know in the comment section below. And I'm Oliver East, signing out.
Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to Semper Ludimus. What does Semper Ludimus mean, Liz?
It means we always play, and we do. So we are continuing our list of games that we play a lot.
We play a lot. We play these games more than any. We are continuing our top 50-50. Liz and I, gaming besties, contributors to the Dice Tower, have combined forces. We are running through our top 50 games, which was a stretch goal from the recent Kickstarter that happened earlier in the year. So we are banging it out. As long as Liz is on summer vacation, sort of summer vacation, because I know you're teaching summer classes, but this is a much better time to get you to do a list like this than normal.
No, that's true. Absolutely true. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing summer school, but it's a lighter load right now. So this is the time.
Mm-hmm. I have no summer school. My thing keeps going. But we're doing our best over here. So we did one video already for 50 to 41 for both of us. So you're getting 20 games per video. And we are going to give you another 20 games, 10 from me, 10 from Liz, and we're going to keep going. This is a summer spectacular, so please enjoy everything else that the Dice Tower has to offer for the summer spectacular. So a lot of things coming together for us, and also teaching Latin. Liz will teach you Latin, whether you like it or not. You thought you were on summer vacation, people. No, Liz will teach you.
I just want you to convince people that you're smart at cocktail parties.
All right, so we are going to get right into it. We are going to go number 40 to 31 this time. And so 40 would be what in Roman numerals?
Just XL. It's 10 before 50.
XL. Okay. So what is your XL?
All right, it is actually okay. So this is a game I just deeply love because, and he's been on my podcast, my European history teacher and model UN coach, Mr. Whitehead, used to let us play games after we finished our work in his class. And this was my absolute favorite. I loved it so much that I begged my boyfriend to give it to me for Christmas one year because I wanted to play it with my own students. And I have been doing so for like 7 years now. It is Ivanhoe. It's like it's this old like GMT beer and pretzels card game. Okay.
What?
It's like an old
you said you weren't gonna make me eye roll in the last video, but now I'm gonna count that one. What?
You're ahead of me now. So Ivanhoe is wonderful because it's deliciously mean. And I think like it's a little bit Uno-ish in that you're trying to kind of keep laying the same color, but you're trying to one up people in terms of numbers. You get these special action cards that let you mess up other people's displays and just generally make them mad. It's amazing when you get everybody to put their little jousting cards down and they really think they're going to win, but you have the break lance card that clears out their entire display and then they look like they're going to cry. I'm great to my students.
It better be short. You can be mean as you want as long as it's short. Yeah.
It's short. So basically like you're playing
to
win
extend the misery on these games.
No, but the kids love it. And once they learn how to play it, you can hear them yelling at each other across the room when they finish their work, just like I did. And it makes me feel just really happy, like a sense of passing gaming down through the generations. And I will, of course, get in there and whoop up on them occasionally. So
nice.
It's just, it's just one of those games that I love because of the role it's played in my life.
Nice. So that's Ivanhoe, our number XL. Liz's number XL. My number XL is I'm going to count this an eye roll game, even though you know it's coming. So I'm not going to, you're not going to shock you as much, but because you know this one's coming. But I know you don't like this game nearly as much.
Okay.
You put Street Masters on the list from Blacklist Games, the Sadler Brothers. I'm putting Brook City as my representative MDS game. I know you don't like it because you had the expansion, you gave them to me. You're like, here, take them.
But they went to a good home.
They went to a good home, yes. Brook City is, let's see if I could get that in the list. Yeah, it's here. Yes. It's hiding behind the microphone there. No, Brook City is another the modular deck system card game for that Sadler Brothers. Sentinels on Multiverse. You have fixed decks, and you're kind of like realizing your hero on the way. Brook City is the cop action, very movie-based type game, set in a modern urban setting. So think like, Tango and Cash, and think Benson from Law and Order SVU has a character in this game. So like, Dexter has a character. There's a lot of different like kind of like tropes. And like it's not a perfect game at all. I think there's a definite kind of flaw in the center of it, which is that there's an enemy deck and then there's a scenario deck, and they don't really cross. So like you kind of like doing two things at once, kind of having a little bit of a schizophrenic experience. So I don't like that. But I like movement puzzles. This game gives you a big board, like a big one. And you can, and they give you resources to move 25 if you need to, like, because you get these cars, you get to jump in a car, you could jump out of a helicopter, you get a little moped that can drive in and out of the buildings. Very evocative, thematic. So it is still my favorite MDS game. I know I liked Alter Quest. Alter Quest is another one of those games that has a big board and a lot of movement puzzle and everything. Just, it's fantasy. And like we talked about last time, fantasy can get a little bit generic if you don't really wrinkle it up. I don't have a lot of cop action games. I don't have a lot of like urban chase and solving cases games. And just that combined with the movement puzzle and some of the thematic elements makes Brick City a no-brainer. Like that was definitely one of those things where it's like, okay, it's on there definitely, now just where to slot it. So yeah, I'm gonna count that as an eye roll, Liz, because you probably had. Did you have that experience with in terms of the different decks not really working together? Is that what didn't work for you?
Yeah, it just didn't come together for me completely. So, but I did not roll my eyes. I said, well, my expansions went to a good home. You can do a bless your heart on that one.
I'm counting it though. That was my number XL Brick City. So 39. Oh man, 39 is XXXIX.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Excellent. Number
also,
39
I forgot
for
to
you.
make the old boring Roman numeral joke, which is that in Rome, size L is larger than size XL. Because L is 50 and XL is 40.
Okay. I had no idea that was an actual joke, Liz. Dude, that people are groaning.
That's okay. Dude, my job is to torture children. I can spread that torture to others.
There you go. All right, so you're number 39.
So my number 39 is another game that I teach a lot, and I really like this one because I have played it with my parents a bunch of times, and it's kind of like bridging them over into board games. So it's also Trick Taker. So I just generally like trick taking games. I love hearts. I haven't gotten to play spades a lot, but I really like it. If it's a trick taking game, I will at least try it. And this is one that it's a trick taker that still feels really close to like a normal card deck, which is why I really like to introduce it to people. And that is Diamonds. Really like Diamonds.
Okay.
And I like it because
Rook.
No, I've never actually played that one.
Okay.
I like Diamonds because I feel like it's basically just having a deck of cards, but with a couple of gamey upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if people have already played Hearts or something with their family, which a lot of people have, it's a nice little transition game into like helping them enjoy a little more bling and, a couple of additional challenges while also bridging with something that's very familiar.
Right. Okay. No, I like Diamonds a lot.
Yeah, like I'll play it anytime.
Yeah, as just a really simple game to play with the family. I prize games you can play with your family. Like I have a lot of those games in terms of games that have like a lower overhead. I need evangelical games, I call them. This is an evangelical game. You can play this with anybody. I'm going on about this because my number 39. Okay, bring haters out there. Bring it. Here it is, right here. Every game I rated before is 8.5. Now I'm gonna get into my 9s, and there's a game that I gave a 9 on the Dice Tower. I got a lot of flame for it, and I don't care. I love this game. You called it, Liz. You called this game. What game I'm going to talk about?
It's going to be Uno.
Gotta be Uno.
Yes. I will play Uno with you. The next time we're at a gaming convention, let's break out Uno and just see if people can resist.
Right in the middle of a like PAX Unplugged or whatever else we go to. We're just going to break out Uno, baby.
You can't embarrass me.
It's not just a game for kids. Like I play the tar of this game with this kid. I got like Disney princess version. So like she matches, Elsa, or not Elsa, Belle and Aurora and all this other things. So that's cool. But that's a separate aspect to it. And that's a bonus for me. I still play this game with adults. I still play this game with in therapy. It's my go-to game in therapy. If someone just wants to relax and have a good time. It's a universally taught rule set. Everybody understands Uno. And if they don't know it, it takes 30 seconds to teach. Like here, match the colors and match the numbers, and then the things explain themselves, like the reverse in this kit. People get that. And I play with the community rules. I'm calling them community rules because calling them house
stack.
What's that?
You stack.
I stack. I stack draw 2s and draw 4s. I'll even play like, so there's a variant where you can take all of like the special cards out of another deck and stick them in there. So like you have double the +2s and the reverses and the wilds. Those games get gnarly. And you know, it's a legitimately fun time. And of course, like any game, I'm gonna get tired of it if you give me Thief between 20 times. But like if it, you know, I will come back to it. I mean, I come back to it in session, and maybe that's coloring my opinion of it because you know I've seen people relax, you know, when I just lay down a simple game. And there's a couple others, and there's a couple others that I'm going to talk about a little bit further up the list that I do to kind of get people to bring down their guard. But this one just universally works. You know, it's a comfortable game. It's I think it's a triumph. I triumph, I say, people. Uno is legitimately awesome. My number 39.
You know what? I can't disagree with it. You know, if you get Uno out in a room full of teenagers, you instantly have their attention. Actually, to teach Roman numerals, like the first few anyway, I actually have created like little bootleg Latin Uno decks before with like the numbers written on them.
You're such a geek.
But you know what? The set that I originally made got destroyed, and I'm gonna have to make new ones if I ever want to do it again because that's how much the kids played it. There you go.
All right.
And they knew their numbers so painlessly.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of pain in it. Don't worry about it. You have to draw 45.
All right. So I think my 38 might be an eye roller for you. It is a really I think it's a classic. It's an airplane game. It's RAF Battle of Britain, 1940. Oh, look at Jason. Don't listen to him, everyone. So RAF Battle of Britain.
I'm closing the window down now. It's all right. Here we go.
It's designed by John Butterfield. He is a titan among board game designers of war games. And it's basically a game where you are you're the RAF and you are patrolling for and trying to defend against raids from German soldiers. So the Luftwaffe is trying to fly in and hurt you, and you are trying to defend your airspace, and you have to worry about weather and how you're positioning your guys, and there's different sorts of combats, and I just really like it. It's a fun game that's really trying to pay attention to some historical realities of, you know, that time period and what air combat was like. And it's also, you know, an enjoyable solitaire game that kind of has a story because it's like, no, don't come in Luftwaffe. I get really into it. So it turns out I like games about airplanes. Who knew? It's not the only one.
I know some of the other ones that are going to be on the list. Not the only airplane game. Just the question of where some of these games are going to be. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm kind of active. I know I'm prepared for the wargaming love, so we're definitely going to get more than a few.
One of us has to have taste. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. All right. So speaking of simple card play, I talked about Uno for 39. We're going to go to a very simple card game called Gloomhaven. No, it is not that simple. It is card play though. And what is it doing at number 38? First of all, it's 9 out of 10. So like that's still a really, really high rating. It should be higher because it's my type of game. It is totally my type of game. It's a long campaign, and it is, you know, fantasy, fighting monsters, and doing card combos. And there's going to be a couple of those games in this list. Gloomhaven is just a lot to chew on. You know, it takes you a long time to level your character. It takes you a long time to feel like you've done anything. So there's a lot of games that kind of like put a lot into the core experience. So like you sit there for your 2 hours, your 3 hours, and you really feel like you've done something. At a game of Gloomhaven, I feel like I've kind of checked a box, and I have like 7 or 8 more boxes to check before I really feel like I've done something. I just feel like it's a little bit stretched out. So I have not played Jaws of the Lion. I've played it like a little bit. I haven't like really gone through like the campaign and seen what was done. Like I'm assuming if Jaws of the Lion really hits for me, this will shoot way up. But the actual Gloomhaven, even though it's 9 out of 10, even though it's an excellent game, just a little bit drawn out for me. So we'll see if Jaws of the Lion fixes that. So I know I have a feeling Gloomhaven is going to be here somewhere for you, right?
Never.
I don't know. That's my number. XXX VIII Gloomhaven.
Nice. Very nice. All right. So my number 37 is another game. I don't know know if you'll react to this one or not, but if you like States of Siege, this is like the ultimate siege game for me, a victory point game, and it's Dawn of the Zeds.
Yes.
And
Okay,
it's so
yes.
good. Like
Mhm.
you're protecting
Yeah,
Farmingdale against these like zombie hordes, and you have to coordinate efforts in like the towns that are surrounding you, and you get to look for a cure. And it's also one of those games that
Be
has
careful about coordinated efforts because this is such a solo game.
It
This
is.
is such a like it. This is a classic where you can play this cooperatively, but you are going to be bored in
yeah,
your turn.
why? Yeah.
Why? This is solo game. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a wonderful solo game. It's hard, and it's also one of those games that looks scary at first because it's got a lot of rule books. But that's because you have like different difficulty levels that you can play with, so you can kind of walk your way into the game. I really should do a series about this. I'll probably just say that a bunch of times as I go up this list, actually. But it's a really good solo game. I like it a lot. It's probably my favorite zombie game.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a good one.
All right, very cool. No, Dawn of Zeds, I dig it. We should coordinate on a Semper Ludimus review on the Dice Tower because
that would be good. Yeah,
we have not. I don't think the Dice Tower has a review of Dawn of the Zeds, so we'll coordinate on that one.
Yeah, we should do that.
All right. So my 37 is Mechs versus Minions. So Mechs versus Minions came out in 2016, and just it really landed like a nuclear bomb in the middle of a hobby. You know, a video game company decides to produce this like really grandiose game, cooperative deck builder, but with like all these scenarios and all these tiles and game trays and beautiful minis like painted and pre-painted and pre-washed. So like really amazing production quality. I don't even like it for that. Well, that's not why I like it. Right. What I like it is it's just a really excellent game. You know, a deck builder, but with like tactical movement on a board. And so you're completing these scenarios. And I've gone through, you know, the whole thing. And I just gleefully, this game does a great job of climaxing very well in terms of its endings for things. You are so powerful and you are wiping the board of all these minions by the time you get to it. And it happens every time. So like you start small and you end up big, and it just gives you that really satisfying which is what a deck builder, it realizes what a deck builder should do. Not every deck builder does that or successfully does that in terms of like giving you that huge climax at the end. Had never like officially supported anyway. I think there's a lot of fan scenarios for it, but never officially supported. So you know, it's just kind of like sitting on the top of my shelf waiting for new content. But I can't forget the fun that I had, and I'm sure that if someone was curious about it, they said, "Oh, like let's play another campaign of this," because I heard a lot of great things. I would have no problem. It's like let's do it. So Mechs vs. Minions is going to stay there. My number 37, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think it's a really strong choice. That's a good one.
All right, have you partaken?
Yeah, I haven't actually finished, and I need to. It's like in my closet, needs to come back out.
It won't happen.
Some fun.
We say that. we say, oh, we didn't say that. Oh, we're gonna get to that one day. Too much new stuff comes out.
Don't give up hope.
Right?
All right, so my number 36 is a game that, okay, I have a hard time recommending it to people depending on what kind of subject matter you're willing to play. I really like it. I think it's a brilliant game. I like it because of what it's trying to do. And that is Labyrinth, the War on Terror. So this is a game where...
we are deep in the bowels of your wargaming.
That's, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of bowel there.
It's who I am. They call it the large intestine for a reason. I'm sure.
There you go. That's pretty big.
All right, so I really like Labyrinth. It is okay. So it's got some of the same DNA as Twilight Struggle, which is an absolutely amazing game. It's not going to be on this list because I just haven't gotten to play it enough. Like I've played it several times, but it doesn't hit my table enough that I felt like it made sense on my top 50 list. Mm-hmm. It's great. Labyrinth is probably not as good a game as Twilight Struggle, but it's a game that's really, it's soloable, which is one of the things I like about it, but it's a game that pits you as the United States in the solo game versus basically Al-Qaeda. And so you are going through these world events that I really remember, and it's continued to be updated over time. Like there's a new expansion that came out that kind of brings things up into, I think, the Obama years. And so I would really like to get that so I can explore that. But if you want to explore a historical situation with a game on a difficult topic that's still just really interesting, you know, it's got that same push and pull kind of feel that Twilight Struggle has, then I think that Labyrinth might be a really good choice for you. If that kind of squicks you out, then I also think that's okay. I mean, board games are about what personal experiences we're willing to have.
Sure. No, that's definitely one of those games where like it shouldn't be in the mass market. Right. And I think that, when we think of board games and talk about difficult topics, like we're not saying that every board game needs to be at Target, or like every board game needs
Yeah.
to be, like broadly available to anybody. When we say board games can tell these stories and make these historical arguments, as Liz would say, what we're saying is they can make the arguments, be very careful about, who is it and how it's presented. And, I mean, really, you can trust Liz, if it's on this list, you can that it's handling the subject with care.
Yeah, I actually at the SD HisCon this year, I had Volko come in to talk to me and a panel about games on historical topics, and he talked a lot about decisions that he made trying to go into this game. And you may not agree with every choice that he made, but the game was thought out, which there's a lot of work that went into this, a lot of research. So, you can actually get a lot from him and his perspectives on it. And I actually would like to interview him myself about this game.
All right. Very cool. So that was your number 36, I believe.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 36, I do not own because I don't ever own legacy games. That is my friend. Buys all the legacy games for me so that I can play. I am going to play version 0 of this game actually next week. That is my treat for my birthday. It was just my birthday. I love it. But this one is Pandemic Legacy Season 2.
All right.
Not as popular as Pandemic Legacy Season 1. The number 2 was bigger, longer. The games were longer. The games were really long. Like, Legacy Season 1 was like, kind of like the Avengers kind of running around. Here, a little bit weightier, a little bit, little bit complexity. Who's the good guys? Who's the bad guys? They tried to do a lot. And I feel like most people felt there was a little bit too much. Like if they liked one, then 2 gave them something too different. Me, I want different. I like different stuff. And I thought that the ending of the game was amazing. I love the way that Pandemic Legacy ended. Most people didn't even get there because they ran into trouble around March, April. And that's what people are saying. So, oh yeah, me too. I ran into trouble March, April. Yes, part of the design. There was some clues in the flavor text that didn't quite get communicated, and some people just kind of like did, like, because a lot of people don't read the flavor text. They just kind of like want the experience.
Right.
And I think that's a lesson learned for Rob Davio and Matt Leacock, who we'll see if 0 for me picks that up. But I still enjoyed it. It's still Pandemic. Pandemic's still my favorite game. Yes, people, that's my number 1 game. Guess my number 2. That's going to be the game of the top 50. But Legacy Season 2 just gave me enough good stuff. It's reverse Pandemic, so like instead of like taking the cubes out, you have to put the cubes back. And just it's 16 games of Pandemic. How can I say no? With a legacy thing, how can I say no? It's awesome.
Fair enough.
But not for everybody. Not for everybody. It's not a universal recommendation. Pandemic, I mean, speaking to Liz, I do not have to speak to Liz about this is not a universal recommendation. Pandemic Legacy Season 2, my number 36.
Awesome. You know what? To love a game so much and have so many options for it. Mage Knight, I need more, even more.
This really could have been. I could have done 12.
Have you done a rank? You have to have done ranking the pandemics by now.
Yeah, I've done top 10 pandemics.
Okay,
Right. And we're getting the little ones. The little ones, Hot Zone is coming out, so there's more Pandemic coming. Although those aren't my favorite, but hey, look, I'm just happy to have it in my life.
Fair enough. All right, so actually, I would say that my number 35 is a universal recommendation. I think that it's a war-themed game, but I think anybody can play it. Anybody can enjoy it. It's so good. It's so good. It's the only 2-player game I've ever bothered to actually make a review of because I played it that much. And it's Undaunted Normandy.
I don't think of that as a war game because it's so good.
It's war theme. Yeah. Well, what?
Theme,
so because it's so good. Jason. Rude. Get out. Get off the show.
Be a war game. Sorry, people. War gamers. David Thompson. I know David Thompson's out there. Have my back.
So David Thompson, Trevor Benjamin designed this together. It's so good. And it is just a delight. Like, it's easy to learn. It's really hard at the same time because you're really like trying to figure out the other person. There is a solo mode that's going to exist for this, although it's not out yet. I'm very curious about how that will be done. But I just really like it. If somebody is like, hey Liz, you want to play Andante with me? I'm gonna be like, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's just really, really good. It's good enough that I found other people to play it with me enough times to actually do a review. And that is saying something for a solo reviewer. But yeah, I'm a fan. They also have a North Africa version, and there's more to come in the series. I know a few things from talking to David about the future. It's gonna get good.
A new version that's in fantasy kind of gothic horror called Dire Alliance coming from Blacklist, using the same system.
Nice. Yes.
No, great. No. I totally approve, but not for the reason you thought.
How dare you? If there's a special, if you wake up in hell, I hope it's full of war games, all for you, and that's all the games there are.
We haven't even gotten halfway through the list. I'm already being consigned to hell. This is terrible. All right, so my number 35. So now we're getting into kind of my core taste. There's a lot of these type of games. I just love cooperative games. I love cooperative games. I do. And some of these games are going to be simple, but like they have, that's kind of my golden lane for me. Simple to get to and just give me that pop. A good cooperative game will give you like a couple of those pop moments where it's like you solve the puzzle and it's like, wow, this is so great. So this is definitely one of them. Professor Evil and the Citadel of Time. So,
what's that?
Yeah. What is that?
That sounds cool.
Not quite an eye roll because it's like, what? This one is actually, it's on the shelf right over there. It's right there. Yep, up and down over there. Just like a nondescript white box of fun. So a little bit like Burgle Brothers. So it's a heist scenario, but you are invading Professor Evil's lair, and Professor Evil has some treasures that he's stolen, and you have to steal them back. So then, so that's, it's a heist situation. And I like, and I think we both like, kind of stealthy and running around, that kind of stuff. Yeah. You have Assassin's Creed. Those videos are up on the Beyond Solitaire channel, the How to Solo. People are getting their Assassin's Creed in the next couple of months or so. So, we're both fans of stealth. So this is like, kind of, in that vein. It's not like as deep or anything like that. It's like a family cooperative game. What I like about this game, the theme is great. What I like about this game is the swings. So, the professor's running around and it's operated by dice, and the professor could really bork you. And you're just like, go where you're going, close all the doors, lock all the things. And you're like, oh my God, what's happening? But the game gives you enough resources in terms of cards and in terms of one-time powers that you can put it together and just like, you know what? I'm just going to use everything and then turn the board to my favor for like one turn. And just managing your resources to the point where you can do that, where you have enough to kind of overcome when the professor's really going against you, is amazing. I'm like, yes! It's one of those games that generates those like, yes, I did it. And I didn't it wasn't like a burning brain puzzle, but just it's fun and light. And I love kind of heist games in general. So Professor Evil, I kind of adore this game. It's again, but you've never heard of it, and it's not a game that hasn't gotten a lot of pub. Had one expansion. I don't know if it's going to be expanded again, but no, Professor Evil in my collection forever.
That sounds good. We should play that sometime.
I will absolutely share. You had come to Connecticut one time. We played Rescue Polar Bears together, which Rescue Polar Bears was like in my 50s. So very, very high game. So it's a kind of in that vein of like, let's just play a really fun, cooperative game at the table. And you had fun with Rescue Polar Bears, right?
I did. Yeah, I actually have it, and I teach it to students now.
Nice.
So,
so in that
it worked out well.
So Professor Evil and Citadel of Time, my number 35. Number 34, Liz, give me another obscure war game.
Actually, it is not. It is an old Civ game. Old by today's standards of, it's been out for more than 2 months. It is now old.
It is pre-pandemic, so therefore.
So no, I love this game. The solo's fine, but I actually really love to play it with other people. And we're kind of running out of those on my list, but I made sure to put some in because I feel like that's something I don't cover normally. I love Nations. I really do. I absolutely love Nations. Mm-hmm. It's a Civ game. You have your country with some options for different sorts of actions. You can upgrade them. You can get more workers to go do stuff, but then you have to be able to feed them. And so there's always this like tension of what you need to do to cover everything that your putting out there, but you also want to get new things done. You have to decide if you're going to get involved in a war. It's just great. Like, I really, really like to play Nations. Every time I play it, I get so into thinking several steps ahead and being obsessive about, like, oh, what do I want to do? What's my plan? Damn, they took the tile I wanted. And, you know, I like it a lot. So, you know, it's just one of those ones that I think is a nice classic Civ game.
Sure.
I will say that the last time I looked it up, I thought it was also massively overpriced. So wait for a good price if you're going to get it and you don't have it already.
Or trade for it. You can find
Yes,
it. You can
yes.
find a trade partner.
Also, the dice game's pretty fun too.
No, I have a Civ game on here. There's not Nations, though I approve of your choice. Nations is good. All right. So that I do not have. This is not a Civ game that I'm going to talk about next from another 34. Another light, simple, fun cooperative game. You guys know my taste at this point. This one is Endangered. This one is from Gang Gamers Guild. It is the game about animal conservation. You know, you have it's scenario based, and each scenario is like tuned to an animal, and that's absolutely part of the draw of this game. So like you're saving tigers and sea otters, and you know there's a new expansion coming out that's going to have all these different animals and all different scenarios, and you are environmental types, and you are saving the animals, but also trying to do the long-term thing with pleasing ambassadors from the United Nations. So like you have to get kind of the world policy to be on your side. So you can't just like kind of do the short-term thing, also the long-term there as well. So it creates those tough choices. That's what cooperative games do. Like, do I save the animal or do I do the long-term thing, which might mean saying goodbye to a tiger once in a while? No. No, I have to go visit the UN now, but no. And this one is operated by Dice. It is a dice worker placement game, and you can the dice will you can lay out cards that are basically worker spots to create more options for you. I think this game, it's not a perfect game at all. I think there are, like a lot of these games, it's kind of depends on your realization of the theme, at least for me. And this one just does such a good job with the theme. It's right there. Look at that. There's so many of these games. It's front and center, people, on my shelf. But yeah, no, Endangered is fabulous. My number 34.
That's awesome. I've not played that, and I'm curious.
Another one. I think it's a rescue. It is not as cute as Rescue, because Rescue Polar has the polar bears, and they make little polar bear babies, and that's cute. This one's doesn't have quite that in terms of that cute factor, because it's like wooden meeples and everything.
Yeah.
But there is. I think it's kind of on the same tip as that. I think that if you like Rescue Polar Bears, I think you would like this one too.
Nice, very nice. All right, so as I'm looking at my list, I think that this just sort of reveals, like, I'm not old school in the sense that I play games that are truly like from back in the day, but this one kind of is actually.
Avalon Hill, you're not going back to the 70s?
Nah.
Because that's true old school right there.
No, I mean,
at least how some people mean it.
This is an older game that's had fresh life, and I just love it. Like, I know that its mechanisms might not be for everybody, but I just love it. I've got 3 boxes of it. I want the 4th one. Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Sherlock Holmes as consult. I love solving mysteries. Like, if it's like a mystery game, I'm probably in. I like trying to figure out how to put clues together. I also do not play Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective correctly, because I refuse to try to like race. It's like, no, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna look at everything and just enjoy the whole newspaper.
They put that scoring system in just to be able to justify selling it and the game section. That's all. It's like, we're gonna make it a game. We're gonna give you scoring. It's like, but we're not gonna do that. So
don't do it. Don't bother. Just enjoy like the cool like Victorian world that it evokes. Also, if you're going to get it and you haven't already, go for the Space Cowboys editions of things, because the older printings have a lot of errors. So if you get an old one, check BGG if a case seems like it's not making sense, because there's probably something wrong. Yeah, this our own Paul Grogan has had a hand in the editing of later entries and later printings, and so his attention to detail.
I don't know if you're watching, but I'm gonna wait for it.
So yeah, I really love Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. I really do. Like, even the box that I finished, it's like I just can't let him go. Eventually I will. But
I respect it. Very much respect it. Okay. So that was Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. That number 34, number 33, right? That was your
number 33.
Okay, my number 33. Another game that gives me the feels. It is so cute. It is Takenoko. Takenoko is one of those games that I can actually like. So my daughter's 5, going on 6, gonna be 6 next month, and she can't play Takenoko, but like I lay it out, and she's like, "Ooh, panda game."
Aw.
How could I not? It's not just about the game, people. It's about the production and the draw of it, and how it makes you feel, and looking at it, and like that matters to me. And just Takenoko, and it's just a solid game in and of itself. So like you have your panda. It's a central panda. It's not like it's a shared panda, and you're playing. You can operationalize it with your actions, and then you're trying to score points. So like you're trying to score points depending on how much bamboo you eat, how making the tile layout look a certain way, so you can score points off of that. So you have your core decisions are pretty involved for a family weight game like this. So you have genuine decisions, and it's just so cute. I love it. Oh, there it is. It's right there. Takenoko. And the chibis. Oh, come on. The female Takenoko that they can give that birth babies, and the babies are they were a little bit disappointed because they're just like scoring chips. It's like, or like they just like, here, have more points, but whatever. So Takenoko is fabulous. The app, there's an app for it. I'm a little disappointed today because I feel like my app generates the same exact tile layout for me just every single time. I think it's bugged. Ugh, I hate that. Because I want to play Takenoko. Yeah, it's a really, really fabulous one.
That's awesome. I've not actually played it. I would love to.
What? Oh, that's what's gonna happen. You're not gonna get the too many like shrugs for me, because I'm kind of kidding with the war games. I respect them, but like the I haven't played it ones. What are you doing? Takenoko is a classic.
Yeah, but who would I have played it with? Like, it's all about what your game group's got, and I tend to, the people that I play with, they like. I mean, we play a lot of different stuff, just not that. For some reason, it just never came out. And I would never really buy it myself, so it's all about whoever else bought it.
We'll play.
All right. All right.
This is we say this every time. When we get together, we play like a fraction of what we say we're gonna play, but that's gonna be on the list, along with like there's another one that I know you're gonna say that we're gonna play when we get together, and I'll let you know when that is.
All right.
So now number XXXII.
Okay. So my number 32, for those of you who did not want to track that, is
don't let him off, Liz. Come on.
So this is a game so the solo is all right. There's just not enough for it, but I just love the game, and that's Orléans. So it's the medieval French bag builder.
My number 51.
Is it really? I think I really like it. So I like Orléans. Anytime somebody wants to play it, I'm in. I find it really enjoyable because, I don't know, you're always hoping that you'll draw something good, trying to chain a bunch of actions to make like a whole lot happen with whatever you've got. I find that really exciting. And yeah, I mean, are there any other bag builders before this? I don't know. It's the first one that ever crossed my radar, and I now really am interested in bag builders because I like this game so much. So
I mean, deck building is not old. Deck building is so we're bag building is an innovation off of that. So
yeah, but it's a good one. I like it.
I play with Invasion. Invasion is amazing. The cooperative scenario is amazing. Solo scenarios are acceptable.
Yeah, that's the issue.
They're acceptable. Like they're solvable. Like they're good. They're fun if you don't know the game. Or if you just kind of like want to dip in your toe and like play it, but there's no like there in terms of replay. Yeah. But the Invasion scenario is a whole blown out new board. I'm talking about Liz's things. I like it. I like Invasion.
It's good.
It's my number 51. So I'm gonna talk about it. So like it's not like an actual invasion, but like you're setting up kind of like you're supplying the town. Fortifying barracks and filling up your stores of support and everything. It's just a really cool. I love the way they put it out, way they pulled it off. So very good choice. It's over there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. It's over there. I'm not going to go over there because then you'll see it too much in my basement. So number 32 for me, Realms. You mentioned before Realms, Liz, in my second Realms game over here, Hero Realms. I know, pretty high, 9 out of 10, but Hero Realms is fabulous. Hero Realms is a deck builder from Wise Wizard Games, now called Wise Wizard Games. It is a very low overhead competitive 2v2. There's like multiplayer mode, but come on, it's a 2v2 game. deck builder with a central river. So like there's cards that'll just kind of churn, and you can craft your deck how according to different strategies depending on the color that you get. So you can do a strategy with a lot of card draws. You can do a strategy which just has a lot of heavy attack, a lot of money, a lot of bases. So like there's base that you can get that kind of offer protection, some powers that stay on the board as opposed to the regular cards that you just play. There's hero and star. The main difference between the two, besides just the theme, is twofold. One, there's more, they call them champions in hero realms, like more cards that stay out from turn to turn, and there's heavier damage. So hero realms games tend to be punchier, where Star Realms has like a very stable system. That was the first system, and then the second difference is hero realms got the cooperative expansion treatment with like the scenarios. Fabulous. I've been through the scenarios multiple times. There's 2 scenarios out so far. There's gonna be more. So I mean, and I'm in for it. So Debbie, hi. I think Debbie's watching too. Over at Wise Wizard and Rob. Hi. Please come on my show anytime to talk about hero realms. I'm all in on it.
Nice.
You're a Star Realms person, right? You like Star Realms.
I do, yeah. It's one of the few games that I can get my boyfriend to go to a coffee shop and play with me. So, I mean, we have everything for it.
Yeah.
Like everything. So
and you
I
prefer
think it's
Star
everything.
over hero, right?
I do. Yeah. I mean, I have a bunch of hero realm stuff, but for me, Star Realms is and that's weird because normally space games are not my thing, but Star Realms is like one of those rare exceptions. I do like it's a space game that I like.
It's like in Hero Realms, you can get like a 3-cost card that has 7 damage, and it's like, whoa, what happened? It just feels a little bit more unstable of a system. In terms of like an actual system, in terms of the way the numbers and the math work, I prefer Star just because I like I think it has a better tempo, but everything else is going to be Hero for me.
That's fair. Although, what's interesting is that, because I think so little of space games, I made a mistake on this list, which is probably Race for the Galaxy should have been on here somewhere because I really love it. I just didn't put it on.
What?
I'm bad at making lists. Oh, well.
Change it right now. Change it. I'm editing. Change it.
Flaws in the system. It'll be okay. But that's a great game too. Like, honestly, there's so many good games out there. Just whatever I was thinking of at the moment, I was like, oh, I promise somebody I'd make a list. But actually, my 31 is also a space game, believe it or not.
All right.
It is Terraforming Mars.
Okay.
I love Terraforming Mars.
Terraforming Mars is great.
I really, really like trying to come up with interesting combinations of cars, trying to work well with whatever corporation I have. I just get a real kick out of it, actually. And I have not played the now controversial card-based version, but I actually got a surprise review copy of that, so I'll be on that soon.
Wow, very cool.
So I'm I actually quite like Terraforming Mars. I enjoy just thinking about different paths to victory and how do I score points and how do I make the most out of what I have, and that game really does that for me. So there you go.
I forgive you for Race for the Galaxy because Terraforming Mars kind of scratches a similar itch of like card combos and like making things kind of this works and this works and this works. So actually, no, I take that back. I don't forgive you for Race for the Galaxy. That's terrible. Anyway,
you're the one that said that something was too fun to be a war game. So
I know.
We'll call it even.
I made myself a big hole in that one. So my number 31, the last one I'm going to talk about in this section of the videos is behind me. Bang. Both of them, Burger Brothers 1 and 2. Got 1 over here, which is the original packaging, and then 2 was the blown out, production, which the box caused a few problems. That production didn't exactly go well. I'm gonna say 2 though. I again, this is one of those things where I could have put both on there. They're both 9 out of 10 for me, but I just wanted to kind of consolidate and talk about different games. So I'm just gonna say 2, but I love both. What number 2 does, it is a graduated version of number 1. Number 1 is very easy to teach. Number 2 is more rules. The character's a little bit more complex. As opposed to having like one static player power, you now have modular player powers, like cards you can play, and you load them, and you play them once, and then you kind of turn into something else. So it's a little bit more complex on the player side. And the board itself, same Burgle Brothers, very similar in terms of like, walking around, uncovering the tiles, cracking the safe. But then you get to the finale. Oh, the finales are great. For the most part, sometimes you might get a draw where it's like real super easy or super hard, but like it's variance, whatever. when it's good, it's so good. And you can, and I don't want to spoil too many of them, but like you get hints on what the scenarios are from the components. So like you have this little football thing that you have to like kind of, it's like play hot potato basically. So like now you have to play hot potato with one of the things on the way to the exit. There is a car. So yeah, at some point you're gonna be driving that thing around the middle of the casino. There is a tiger, so it's like the Hangover style, where it's like you have to kind of like apparently the tiger is like do something with it, and it's very cinematic and it's very varied. So it in Burger Brothers 1, the ending I didn't like it so much because it was very chaotic and like not a great way. Here it's so much more vivid and kind of worked into the system that the finale of it. It is Burger Brothers 2. I love it. That is one of those games. So I took a trip, a couple months ago. So I got vaccinated. I'm like, okay, who's vaccinated? I'm visiting you right now. And I took Burger Brothers 2 with me, and I played it every single stop that I played, and I had a good time every single time. Fantastic. So that is one of those games where I know we put a lot of those games on the list. We're gonna play that. Liz, we are going to play Burger Brothers 2. Let's
do it. We need to just have like Semper Ludimus Con where we just go somewhere and play games.
Just the two of us and whoever can whoever buys into you have to know like 5 Latin words. Like that's the password. You have to be able to say our 5 famous Latin phrases or something along those lines, and we'll let you in the con. All right, so that was our 40 through 31. That was our second video. We are going to keep on going. I hope that you were enjoying the summer spectacular so far for Dice Tower, and hope that you're enjoying our top 50-50. So this is Jason from Beyond Solitaire.
Is it?
Yeah, this is Jason from Beyond Solitaire. Who are you?
All right, then this will be Liz Davidson from Shelf Stories.
We are reminding you to Semper Ludimus, which means
we always play, and so should you.